hello, and welcome to Q&A freaking Thursday here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. Today, we have something extra saucy and extra exciting for all of you watching. Today, we have Mr. Tony Mazel, the Gazelle, here at the Rag Company, here for a good time to talk
Anthony.
A little bit about Buff and Shine.
Yeah, here with Buff and Shine today.
Okay, sweet. So this is a business trip you are on right now.
Officially, yes.
I thought we were going to hang out for the next few hours.
Doesn't mean we can't do that.
Okay, because I wanted to talk about life, wanted to talk about, finances. I didn't want to talk about finances at all. I wanted to talk about all sorts of just other fun things. But with that said, though, you're here to talk about pads, which is going to be exciting. We're actually going to see some of these in use today. And then over in our new and improved wash bay, we have Miss Sydney Bragwin, along with Delaney here for a very special edition of a Ducky Jeep wash.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Look at all those rubber ducks.
Yeah,
How many are there?
all. They're pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, she's a collector.
Yep.
She is a collector, and it's very colorful with an awesome color on that Jeep. But if you guys notice, the back wall is now gray.
Yeah.
Looks good.
That happened just a few minutes ago.
We poured all that concrete literally just a few minutes. It's not even dry yet. It's still wet, so trying to spray with too much water.
Don't touch.
But you guys are going to be here for doing a live wash, right?
Yeah, so we're going to do, so this is Delaney's friend Lucy's Jeep, and as you can see, it doesn't have the top on, so we can't exactly run it through a car wash. We can't do a typical foam wash, so we brought it to work with us today to figure out how we're going to get, I know, these cameras are so deceiving.
Yeah, it looks.
People are going to say, wash a dirty Jeep.
This thing is as dirty as you can get. I think it's been camping a few times.
So dirty.
Floating the river. All
Yeah.
sorts of dirt roads. We went to McCall this last weekend and it rained the entire night.
Yep.
So the seats are dirty. We've got our work cut out for us. There we go. Maybe you can see some of that. Also parks and sprinklers. It's okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna figure out how to wash this with no top on.
Yeah.
I think you guys are qualified to figure this out.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
I fully believe in you.
We're hopeful.
So I'm assuming we're going to be using some Absolute.
We are going to use Absolute, but I think, so let's see, what are we going to do? I'm going to use some Clean from Armor Detail. We're going to do the wheels and tires with Armor Detail wheel and tire. And then we're going to do Clean up inside the fender wells. And then we are actually going to use Armor's Decon soap in the IK.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So we're going to try this. So stick with us here. So we're going to foam on with the IK Decon soap, and then we're going to go right over it with Absolute.
Okay.
I believe in you guys.
And then we're going to clay and seal. So yeah.
Okay.
Now, I will say though, I may rinse some areas, pre-rinse.
Yeah.
I probably won't post-rinse, but I may pre-rinse like the lower of the door and the hood, staying away from where the roof's off. But I probably will pre-rinse some because that hood could use a little rinse.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sweet. So you guys have a good game plan. I'm excited to see the outcome. This Jeep honestly is a really cool color. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it's a cool blue. I think it's going to look really good.
Blue.
Once it gets all cleaned up. And so with that said, you guys are free to start whenever.
Right.
And we will be
Let's go.
chiming in. Anybody that has questions for Sydney or Delaney as the process goes on, feel free to chime them in, drop them down in the comments below. Now, you're probably wondering, where's Dane at, right?
All right.
Where is he?
Dane is, again, he is chained up in a closet, right?
I love this. Every time I'm here, we have him trapped.
He is, we usually do like to trap him.
Yeah.
It's more fun that way.
He was in a
right?
grave one time.
He was we buried him.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, we actually buried him alive and fed him hot dogs that actually had dirt on
From
them.
beyond.
So that was, but we brought him back to life, right? Because there was a moment of time where he was stuck in a crystal ball.
For a while.
Yeah. Dane's been through a lot here, and but he's back in the closet. He is chained up until the end of this Q&A, and then he will be able to drink some water and have a cracker or two, right?
Okay.
A saltine.
Sure.
But for the saltine first. Actually, no, the saltine after the water, so then he can suffer with that a little bit. No, I'm kidding. So anyways, today's Q&A is really all about questions and all about catching up. So some housekeeping here at the Rag Company. We've had some amazing brand weeks the last couple weeks, and I don't know if everybody's been following along, but obviously we had Optum here, which was an absolute blast. And then we had KCX just this last week, and then here next week we actually have G-Technic in the house. So that entire week will be dedicated to G-Technic, and G-Technic will be on on our Q&A Thursday, and we're going to have a lot of fun with those guys as well. So
That's awesome.
if you have any G-Technic questions, bring those next week. And besides that, though, we've been trying to revamp the wash bay over here, get some more gray on the wall, just kind of do something to kind of freshen it up.
You needed more gray in here.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was lacking
there wasn't
gray,
enough.
and so we just thought, what would happen if we just did a little bit more? So we've added a little bit more gray to the mix. Yes, we've done that. But other than that, though, you are here, Tony, for some buff and shine work. You're actually going to be doing a little bit of training over at MVP,
Yeah.
and then what else is going to be going on?
Just a lot of hanging out. I talked with Shane today and Troy here about our products that you guys have on the website.
Yep.
Potentially bringing in some new products. Hint, maybe. And then yes, there's going to be a training Saturday at MVP next door.
Sweet.
With Sydney and myself, a stout certification training with PNS.
Oh, cool.
And then obviously a polishing clinic with Buff and Shine.
Yeah.
Where we go over all the pads and talk about pad tech and the owner, the company, how it's all made.
Yeah.
Some of the secret sauce, if you will. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Revealing it all. I like that.
I mean, we're multi-brand, multicultural here,
I love that. I think that's going to be great. So, anyways, if you're local and you want to get some more information on that, it's probably not too late. You can even just swing by just to say hi to everybody.
I think there's a few spots open if they want to take the training.
Okay.
And then, we're not going to kick you out if you show up and say hi.
Yeah.
Connor might. I might not.
Yeah, no. You could probably, hey, check out the store, right?
Yeah,
Do some
buy
shopping while you're there.
something.
Buy
You can
something. So, but outside of that, though, it's been an awesome few weeks. We've just been extremely busy, and we are ready now to probably jump into some questions. So, Dane, let's kick us out some good ones this time, right?
From the ether.
From the ether. All right, we have a first from Puerto Rico saying, hello, TRC team. What's going on, Humberto? Welcome to the chat. Next up, we have ProShine Solutions. Happy Friday Eve to everyone. Hope you are all well and staying cool. What do you think? You staying pretty cool?
It's a little warm in here. Not going to lie.
It is slightly warm here. So what we made a mistake of doing is we went across the street and got some South Korean food.
Yes.
For lunch, right?
Yep.
It was a very hot restaurant.
Very warm.
It was very warm, and we got some very warm food.
Then we allegedly jaywalked across the hot.
Allegedly. Nobody can prove that we actually did that.
No.
But I will say that I smell of Korean food. It is just coming out of me. It was in me, and now it's coming out of me through my pores. Alicia says, hello from Belgium. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
And then Hydra Detailing says, hello, also from Belgium. We're getting a lot of people from Belgium. All the people from Belgium, but none of the waffles.
Maybe they can fix that for us.
I would hope so.
Put your address down below.
Well, Hans Klozen, right? So from the Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
Used to send over little packages of stroopwafels.
Yes.
Right? And yes, I probably could go to the store and buy my own stroopwafels here locally. They taste better knowing that they came straight from the homeland.
Well, and I'm sure they're different. They're probably made with, blood, sweat, and tears over there.
In love.
We're here it's ultra processed.
Yeah.
It's a machine. You don't want a machine stamping it out.
I like to think that the stroopwafels I get from there are made from the waters of the red light district.
Oh, yeah.
Which, just add flavor.
Dan
Feifer says, good afternoon, word up from Minnesota, USA. Happy Friday Eve to the entire TRC gang. Hope everyone is doing well. Dan, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us. And next up here, we've got Alex. Go ahead and read that.
Man, catching this one later. Love Tony. Love you all. Have a beautiful day. Well, we miss you right now, Alex, but I guess we'll see you later.
Yeah.
I know. I'll see you later.
What does that mean? Matt Bergson says, happy Thursday, everyone. Going to Baltimore this weekend to see no way, dude.
The Savannah Bananas.
I am freaking jealous. Savannah Bananas, I have my wife. Okay. My wife's obsessed with them.
I'm ashamed.
I think I know why. They're all very attractive baseball players.
Oh.
I am not one of them.
Are these the guys that dance?
Yes.
And then they pitch.
dance, they do music.
Yeah,
it's
okay,
a
I
good
do know what it
time,
is
right?
then.
But I see them on TikTok and I go, that's a sport I could get behind,
Heck
right?
yeah.
Not serious.
Nope.
It's fun, just like any game should be.
Way more fun than regular baseball.
Significantly more fun.
1,000%.
And you still get the same food, right? Still get the same drinks. You can still go and get a hot dog.
There's probably hot dogs.
Still grab a couple.
Do you think they have
beers,
bananas
whatever
on
you
the
wanna grab.
menu?
I would hope that a chocolate frozen banana
Yes.
with nuts on it
is available at
Dude,
the Savannah Bananas.
I would be 2 bananas deep, one in each hand, right? Chocolate with nuts on them, right? I'm eating them both at the same time, right? I'm alternating, dude, because Mac, I am jealous. My wife actually had gotten tickets because it's not a raffle, but like you have to like essentially like get on a waiting list because they sell out like months and months and months in advance. So then you get called on the waiting list. It's like, hey, this is the next nearest state to you.
Wow.
You should, you need to buy your tickets, right? But I think they played in Anaheim. I think they travel around. But we were trying to find one that's relatively close to us. Hans Closen says hello, and welcome to the Triple T Show.
Triple T.
Who's the third T?
Tony, and the
Sydney. Delaney? There's no T there. Auto Radiance Detail says, hey, what's up, TRC? Listening while I'm detailing with my son. Awesome, man. That sounds great. Love the bonding time, which is funny because Sydney is doing that with Delaney.
Her daughter.
Mother-daughter
Yay.
wash, right?
Every day, all day. Yep.
Oh, it is every day that they do this. Rat Company says, welcome, everyone. Leave your questions in the chat, and we'll get them during the show. Yes, we will. There's the great Tony Mazel.
What's up?
The one, the only.
The one and only.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, that guy is great. Delaney and Sydney Bragwin, I know, both of them in the same show, and you don't even have to pay more because it's free. It's a free show. I mean, that's what we do.
Yep.
Next up here, we have Fine Detailing.
Oh.
Hi, friends. Tony and Anthony, what's up? Ryan, what's going on, man? How's everything
Ryan?
going down in Arizona? Are you staying cool? I forgot to ask Ryan if he had a
so
mini
hot there.
split. Like a mini split in his garage.
He does.
Oh, he does a
Can
mini
confirm.
split?
Mhm.
Can confirm? I'm jealous. So my friend Jason actually just messaged me the other day. He just installed a mini split, right? So he got the one on Amazon. It's like $900, right? Comes with everything you need. And he did the install himself. Said it took him about a day and a half, during like the heat, whatnot. But he got it all done, wired up. I'm jealous.
They're awesome.
I'm like, I want one bad.
Yeah, especially if your garage is insulated and it can actually keep cool once you get it cool.
It will. That's what happens. Is my garage right now. My wife will pull into the garage with her car after driving around. Car's hot.
Engine's hot.
And she shuts the garage door.
Yeah.
And then just everything in that garage just starts baking, right? And I would love to be able to combat that with a mini split. So it's on my list. AT4 says, hey, Anthony, I'm currently using the short pile side of a creature damped with Polestar to clean my Alcantara seats. Is there a better towel option, or is this safe? That is totally fine.
That's great.
So use KCX Polestar diluted. Pick any really dilution you need depending on the level of filth, and then just follow up with a damp towel with water. Follow up, remove any residual.
Just to rinse it down a little.
Yeah, just get rid of any of the detergents left behind. You just don't want that reactivating next time it gets wet or anything. So that's great. AT4, keep up the good work. That's perfect. Here we go. Go for it, Tony.
If the rag company had to detail one car for the Smithsonian, what would it be?
These are the kind of questions I like.
Really?
Well, I just like if you could do one. I love those questions.
If you could do one.
I ask people
XYZ.
this stuff all the time. I love surveying people.
Yeah.
Right? You've seen me do.
Yeah.
I love asking weird questions. I wish more weird questions would get asked to us. I think it's fun.
Especially today, we need a weird question or two.
So the rag company had to deal one for the Smithsonian.
I guess really any car museum, right?
Yeah.
What would you want to detail to go into a museum? I mean, probably. I'm maybe a little unoriginal. I think my answer is just what I would want to detail in general, which is just something
like nothing old, not like a Model T or anything like that.
Like a McLaren P1.
Okay, would that be at the Smithsonian?
Well, probably not.
Okay, but you're saying.
That's what I'm just throwing out there.
You're just throwing that out there.
I'm a P1 kind of guy.
I would say for the Smithsonian, maybe if there was some type of bullet, like a bullet car kind of thing, right? Something that obviously was unique. Here's what I'm trying to say. I've detailed historical pieces before, right?
Yeah. Monterey, it's crazy.
I've done that. I don't think it's that much fun. I think it's honestly kind of not stressful, but it's kind of
it's a little stressful.
It's a little stressful, but it's
you're on that Monterey team. You have to stop looking at the price tags when you're wiping these things down.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
You look after you wipe it down, and then you see it says $1.2 million.
Yeah. Oh crap. Yeah.
Good thing was careful.
But I've done that. I've done a lot of the historical pieces. We've done different museums over the years. And we've gone different places, Boeing, all these different spots. And I would say that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what some like bullet mock vehicle that like set a record of some sort would be kind of cool, because then I really know I couldn't really mess it up. There wouldn't be any issues.
Especially something that had like previously raced, so it was beat up, but it was supposed to be.
I just don't want to do like a wood. I don't want to do something like a wooden vehicle and like the mirror is kind of like barely on there, and I somehow elbow it and I knock the mirror off, and they're like, "That's the one of a kind," Oh, sorry.
What is this that we have here?
I think we had a drink. We had drinks ordered here, actually. Okay. What are we working with, Tony?
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do one of these.
Okay.
I'm gonna just fling this around here.
What is this thing? Is this our Flex stack pack?
This is a Flex stack pack.
Wow.
That is currently being used to deliver
a drink
to you, Mr. Anthony Fisher.
So what's crazy about the Flex stack pack is not only can you listen to music on this and have a great time.
I could really probably mess something up.
That's a projector thing. But you can also store your tools in there, and also very periodically there might be like a Starbucks drink on it.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of wonderful. That's great.
This is adding to the multi-brand ambiance we have going on here. I love this.
It is. What pads do you recommend me using while with a one-step?
Ooh.
Go for it.
I love this. So the answer, as always, is a little bit less like easy or simple, and it's a little more... It depends, right? As with everything, paints are different. But I will say, like, our most popular go-to pads, we actually have two of them on the table here, our blueberry foam pad and our maroon pad as well, below that there. These are two incredibly often used one-step pads. They're on the like higher end of polishing, or like the lighter end of a cutting pad. And then another really popular one is actually our black and white microfiber pad, which you actually also carry. A lot of people call the Oreo.
Yep.
America's favorite pad, America's favorite cookie. Don't sue me.
Is that what you guys are doing for marketing? I like that.
Just now, I'm starting it. It's a thing.
Okay,
Sydney's
like
smiling. She likes it. The marketing director likes it.
Okay.
But yeah, the Oreo pad, it's got a mixture of cutting and finishing fibers on it, and that is an amazing one-step pad. It tends to be a little more aggressive, so on the softest paints, it doesn't really work out. But that's honestly my favorite go-to pad now.
Sweet. Okay.
If the car can handle it.
Very good. Next up here, molasses.
We are going to wash this Jeep with no top on. Quote, might want to rephrase that.
That's true. I don't
also
know.
caught that.
Did you catch it? I didn't think about that.
We're trying to keep viewer retention up.
Stick around for long enough.
Don't worry, I'm in disguise.
How do I say that? Compay up. Yep. Is that an actual tattoo, Tony? Is that actually tattooed on you?
What are you talking about?
When did he get that? When did he get that?
When we went to San Diego.
How long ago was this?
Like April?
Yeah.
We literally
Where's my
we were
drink?
walking down the street and we just popped into I got this one at the same time. We just popped into a tattoo parlor and said, "Hey, you got a minute?" And
what?
Yeah, and Tony had never had a tattoo, and I said, "Tony, if you do it right now with me, I'll pay for it." And then he was like, "No, I'll pay for it." And I'm like, "No, I said I'd pay for it. I'm going to pay for it." And then like later that day, I was like, "That is literally the best $100 I've ever spent in my life." Like when we talk about ROI and return on investment, that is it right there. Because that will make you laugh. No, but when you go to a restaurant with him and he has to order and he pulls that out, best time ever.
Yeah.
Best
we were at an
$100
Italian
ever
restaurant
spent.
on the next trip.
Yeah.
And the waiter came over and was like, "What would you like?" And I'm like, "Can I have the penne bolognese?" And everyone at the table went, And I said, "That penne bolognese, por favor." And then, yay! And everyone laughed. The waiter fell over. It was great. Good time.
But then also, if he gets in trouble,
it wasn't
if
me.
someone's mad at him, he just pulls it out. And
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Oh.
What the heck?
Glenn was on it.
That's hilarious, man. I thought that was just written with pen. That is a tattoo. I mean, it's kind of discreet. I kind of like that it's discreet, and you can just kind of whip that out whatever to lighten the mood.
Yep, exactly.
I like that. Okay. What an all-star lineup today, says Joey Belinsky. I agreed. We pulled out some famous people for this one. Dan Pfeiffer says Dane is back in the closet. Yeah, he's back in there.
Poor guy.
Dane, what a rough company to work for. I know we are not kind to Dane specifically.
No,
everybody else is very well treated. I'm kidding. We love you, Dane. David Boyce says vegetables for Sydney all day, every day. Sydney loves Brussels sprouts. Is that true, Sid?
No, you could not pay me $100 to eat a Brussels sprout.
David, you know this.
You wouldn't get your money back off Tony's tattoo for.
I wouldn't eat a
Tony
Brussels
tattoo.
sprout for $1,000.
Shut. Can I eat? Can I
I
eat
would not.
1,000 Brussels sprouts for you for $1,000?
Nope.
I would do a bucket Brussels sprout for
No.
fun. My stomach would not like
No,
that.
ask
but
Tony about chicken pot pie. I will
Oh,
not
no.
do it.
Poor girl.
What if your
She had chicken
raccoon
pot pie
wanted
and
a
she didn't eat it.
Brussels
It's
if
a
your
long
raccoon
story.
wanted a
Maybe for the
Brussels
second
sprout?
half.
I
Maybe.
would
Okay,
give the
gotcha.
raccoon a Brussels sprout.
Molasses says, looking forward to the G-Technic show. It's going to be really good next week. You don't want to miss that. Agreed. And then we've got Neil White says, hey, TRC, hope you're all doing well. Free Dane from his closet. We will put in a good word, but as we will continue to have guests here, this is where he's basically staying.
Hashtag free Dane.
Joey Belinsky says, stout certification training.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Saturday, MVP. Get here, Joe. You could make it.
You can make
You're
it.
like 8 hours away. No big deal. Probably closer, actually. Oh, he's certified? That's no fun. Come anyway.
He is now the brunt of every stout joke.
That's
I did
true.
make him come get certified.
Good.
Yeah.
Next up here.
Humberto. Sydney loves spinach.
Oh, I don't know if she does. Yeah, that's true.
Doubt it. Anything green.
Juice Free says, let's go. Against popular opinion, I feel like the yellow edgeguard is the best one-step pad opposed to the blue. Your thoughts and opinions?
I mean, I think it's great too. It's technically like a step down from the blue as far as aggressiveness. So, yeah, anything that's softer paint, absolutely, it's a great one-step solution.
Yeah.
So your Subarus, your Toyotas, stuff like that, that's a little more gentle, or just anything black, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works great.
It's one of the most versatile pads, I think. You know, a little bit of everything from this pad. Next up here, we've got Mac Bergson says, my in-laws are Korean. The food and bedrooms are always very warm. Okay.
All right.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, this restaurant was extremely warm. Question, Reed. Pad maintenance during a long correction when you only have a couple of pads.
Biggest thing, heat. Keeping the heat down. Now you're going to, so I tell people, like, if you absolutely have to, you can get away with a correction with 2 of a pad, minimum. You're not going to like it. The pads aren't really going to like it, but you can cycle them out. I do it like per panel. I'll take a pad, take it off, wash it however I'm washing it, maybe a pad washer. Maybe I'm spraying a little bit APC or rags to riches, and I'm running it under the sink and running it out. If it's not that dirty, I'm just blowing it out with an air tool, and I'm letting it cool down. I'm on to the next panel with another pad.
Nice.
And I just cycle them like that until they get real rough, and then I have to, introduce a little water, a little moisture, let it cool down, try and let it dry a little bit, take a break, come back. I mean, most products these days, as long as I've found that typically when I'm not using a product that's like an all-in-one with some protection, even the moisture in the pad, if you've recently cleaned it, isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So as long as the product you're using isn't conflicting with moisture, you can just keep it going. But just
Sweet.
keeping the heat down primarily.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the biggest thing.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, next up here, Hanzo says, is KCX Hydroofoam Sealant more similar to Beadmaker, Defender, or just a little different from both? Different than all of those, yes. So Hydroofoam Sealant, SO3, is going to be a kind of foam applied, rinse off
That's
sealant.
the new foam cannon formula, right?
Yeah,
Foam
correct.
on, rinse off,
correct. So it's going to be way different than both of those. Beadmaker, Defender, more for quick grab and go protection, fast, easy, durable. KCX Hydrofoam if you're using a foam cannon and or have access to a pressure washer.
Can I rudely interrupt this broadcast with my own question?
Sure. Of course.
The new hydrofoam versus protector wax.
Yeah.
They're both applied the same.
Mm-hmm.
Which one am I using and why?
That's a great question. Where were you last week for the
I
Q&A?
was not on the Q&A.
What?
Sir. I was not here. I was
You weren't
busy.
here. So you think
I was
you-
actually on a boat in
So
the
you
ocean.
think you can show up to a Buff and Shine Q&A, ask questions about KCX, and get away with it?
If you don't think I can do exactly whatever I want,
With that...
Then you were sorely mistaken,
I
sir.
I feel like I'm gonna be at like a Clue dinner, right? Where like
Yeah.
there's a killer, so there's a killer on the loose. I really don't know who it could be. You know, like
It was not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question. I was on a cruise last week. I didn't have internet, man.
Gotcha. Okay, so the difference there is that basically protector wax is going to be a wax-based, hydrofoam sealant is going to be sealant-based,
Okay.
right? So
I love it.
you're going to get more life out of hydrofoam sealant,
Okay.
right? More longevity than protector wax, but protector wax is definitely going to have more of a glow to it, and they say it kind of has the ability to. I don't want to say it's kind of putting like lipstick on a pig, but it's basically
It's got a pop to it. Like, it looks nice.
They say it fills minor scratches, swirls, defects. I don't know. I can't confirm that. They say that. I've
Right.
never seen that personally, but I do agree that protector wax does have a warmer glow to it than hydrofoam sealant. But they both have great water behavior. They're both worth trying out. But I would probably say in your lineup you really only need one or the other.
Sure.
Oop.
Whoa.
Next up. Tony and I have the same. What happened?
Same
I
number
missed it.
something.
The same something.
Same.
Did you guys ever get a
Pants
picture of him
size.
holding you?
Not holding me. We have several pictures of us standing next to each other.
Gotcha, but
Yeah.
not him holding you like a baby.
No.
Oh, I
Maybe
want
when
that
I lose
picture.
that 30 pounds.
Vegas.
that I found
Never
on
say
the
never.
cruise.
Next time we're all together.
That's it.
Detail Grind Podcast. It says hello. I don't. Again, it's a 2-word thing there, but it has deeper meaning to it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know why they keep just saying
It's just specifically
me
the Detail
specifically.
Grind Podcast and
Yeah.
specifically you.
There's something there, some intention. Next up here, Dane. I love the Savannah Bananas, says Jimbo Slice. Agreed. They look like a ton of fun. I like their hair. I like their outfits. They look like
The
fun.
dancing.
Yeah. Delaney. Savannah Bananas. Have you seen them or heard of them?
Oh, of course. Yeah, the trick baseball team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you into it?
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's
You
kind of
think
like
it's
the
cool?
Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah. Would you go to a
Yeah.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
They're
would.
selling out stadiums. Yeah.
I know, it's crazy. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is a little bit more on your, I always say your age group, but like I find that people are on TikTok more constantly, like they see them more often.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know if that was something that, your friends or you had, I don't know, people that were like, oh, I've seen them or want to see them.
Yeah.
Totally. I would go.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they'll come close to Boise, though.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
might
think
have
Hawk
to go down.
Stadium is really
Yeah, so
screaming for them to show up.
that might not be on my list of
Why not,
things
though?
I
There's people here.
accomplish.
No, there's people here. No, I agree. But Boise Hawk Stadium, it's not quite, I think, at that level.
Is the stadium not maybe as nice?
It's just bleachers.
You heard it here first, folks.
It's built in the edge, just bleachers.
rough.
Killer nachos though, just
Okay.
the worst kind of best nachos you'll ever get, right?
One redeeming quality.
Like when you get the chips and you go to pick them up and they kind of start getting floppy because of the
Yeah.
nacho cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
what you
right.
get there.
All right.
Next up, Joe Belinsky says, "Have you guys seen the glow in the dark baseball at night?" Oh wow, no, I haven't seen that. That looks fun, or that sounds fun. Glow baseball is insane. Okay,
Sweet.
I need to look that up after this.
Yeah.
Kron asking, is that Sydney's sister?
What a gentleman.
Yeah, that is
Thanks, Kron.
very nice.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment to me or to Delaney, but
I think it's a compliment to both of you guys.
Compliment to you.
oh.
Yeah. Happy Thursday, TRC crew and everyone else. Jeff C says, I'm ashamed to say I've never tried any Buff and Shine
Oh my gosh,
pads.
Jeff.
What are Tony's top 3 recommendations?
Ugh. I mean, that's easy.
Okay.
We got them on the table. Maroon, blueberry, and actually not the yellow, that Oreo pad that I keep talking about. Yeah, that's my top 3. I mean,
America's favorite pad.
they're actually our top 3. Yeah, America's favorite pad. You heard it here first. I think that's basically the top 3 sellers. Maroon is definitely the top foam.
Yep.
And the
That's
black
my-
and white microfiber is the top microfiber for sure.
Maroon's my favorite of the foam.
Yeah.
Of all Buff and Shine's foam, the maroon is the most unique
Right.
and
In the works that might take over the top.
Ooh, we're teasing, are we?
Yeah.
oh really?
We got some
Interesting.
teasing going
Sydney's favorite is the blueberry. We know that she'll die on that hill.
No, it's the maroon
on.
now.
She's upgraded to maroon, yeah.
Maroon.
What?
Once Rehab came out, I can use the strongest cutting pad in Rehab on any car.
This?
No.
So this
Yeah.
one is
Yeah.
it's taking the top spot.
Yeah.
The blueberry, like you sang songs about the
I
blueberry.
know. Oh, and I still love the blueberry, but
Yeah.
I like to let her rip.
Okay.
Especially
all
with
right.
rehab. It's
Yeah.
a magic combo.
Yeah, the
it's
maroon
pretty
is
crazy.
that's always been one of the most unique foams. I like
Yeah.
it. Next up, we've got Hydro Detailing says, got my Belgian beer and cheese. That sounds fun.
We can have that here.
We don't have that. We have American hot dogs is what we can do.
We could do whatever we want with enough time and preparation.
Yeah.
What are we doing on Halloween? Is Dane going to be underground again?
Are you going to be here for Halloween?
If there's Belgian beer and cheese involved.
We can make that happen. Yeah. I don't know. We haven't decided what like our costume or our theming. Well, I actually know what our theming is going to be. I'm not going to reveal that.
Okay, fair enough.
Because it's very exciting.
That's good. No,
it's going to be.
it's way too early.
We're going to have probably some of the most fun we've ever had. I think with the holiday, with the like Halloween marketing material and just all the fun we're going to have. It's going to be nuts. I can reveal nothing. Okay, I can't. Yeah,
That's fine.
David Boyce,
Look at this.
Tony Mazel says, "Looking good, fresh haircut.
He's
By
not
the
wrong.
way, am I the only one who thinks Jason from Opti resembles Kevin Bacon? Similar energy." David, dude, Jason from OPT, awesome.
I did see a few clips with
He
him. in it.
is a blast. I highly recommend hanging out with him, talking with him in person, getting to know him. He is, you know how there's a lot of people in the detailing industry, right?
Yeah.
And we meet some people from time to time where we're like, oh, okay, like cool, they're a nice guy, but sometimes you're always expecting a little bit more personality, right?
Sure.
Jason's got that personality.
Nice.
Dude, like 100%. Like he fits in, right?
On camera,
He can hang
off
out with
camera.
us on camera, off camera. I can't say enough good things about him. Next up, we've got Mac Bergson says, yes, Jimbo, we've seen the Savannah Bananas twice before. Games last not a minute over 2 hours. There's always something going on. My teenagers remain engaged the entire time. It's amazing.
That's nice that it has an end. 2 hour
Yeah.
time limit.
But you telling me this, Mac, now that I know this, I feel like my inner dad instinct is kicking in of just like, well, then we better probably head out at at about an hour and 45,
Beat the
right?
traffic?
We got to beat the traffic. There's
No.
nothing I hate more than being stuck in a car in traffic after a game, a stadium, a concert. Kills me.
It's rough.
Jimbo Slice says, I am jealous. I watch them on YouTube a lot. Very good. Auto Radiance Detail says, LOL, I work with my son every day. We own Auto Radiance Detail together.
That's awesome.
I think, and he said that before, which is awesome.
That's probably them in the little...
That is, I believe that
little
is
logo right
the
there.
logos of them. Very cool. Kron says, when will PNS carry natural finish?
I think what Kron means is when will the rag company carry natural finish?
That is quite the question.
Is that a question?
That is the question.
Anthony, I brought you a bottle. Did somebody give it to you?
Nope.
Man, we are batting 1,000 today.
Nope. Nobody ever handed me a bottle of anything.
I literally brought you your very own bottle. Has he tried it before? No.
Anthony.
He has
I
no
have.
idea what he's missing out
Ay,
on.
caray.
What do you use? Enlighten
What do you
me.
use?
Enlighten me.
What do I use?
Yeah, like
Delaney.
if you were to put
We
protectant
are
on your car.
we are the rap company. We distribute for very prestigious brands other than PNS.
I know. I'm just wondering then, what do you use? There was a question.
I use a lot of different things, stuff,
Like what?
things,
What's your
Interesting.
favorite one?
dressings.
A man with secrets.
Yeah.
A gentleman
Alright.
doesn't dress and tell.
What? That's not the right. That's not how that's. That's not how that is done. I don't think they see you with the stash. I think they weren't paying attention. Hydro Detailing says, question for Sydney. Since Bug Off has a high pH, is it safe to use in the sun on a wet panel to remove insects? Some clients I have mobile have no shade whatsoever.
Yes, I would just spray it on your bug scrubber first and then go after the bugs and then rinse it. So definitely wet the panel first. What you basically don't want to do is let it dry on the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've never had any problem with it.
Cool.
Have the front wet, put it on your scrubber, send it. You're good.
These ladies know what they're doing. Look at that Jeep already.
Killing it. Looks really good. It's like already glowing. Looks
Yeah.
really good. Very nice. Next up here, we've got Neil White says, I have no idea the Savannah Bananas were that popular. I've seen them. They are like extremely popular.
Humble brag.
They're like extremely
Neil?
popular. Yeah, they've
Yeah.
like blown up. It looks like a ton of fun. Next up, Joey Belinsky says, Tony, which pads are you taking to a decently hard white/silver metallic VW paint to remove some old coatings and make paint absolutely pristine? Asking for a friend.
This is going to be a boring answer because it's America's favorite pad, but I'm starting with the Oreo. on that. That's like the perfect scenario for it. There's like medium to hard paint, and you're probably going to one-step it and be blown away.
Okay.
Yeah. And then from there, if that's, too aggressive, probably maroon blueberry territory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Bo James, eyeglass cleaner. What product at what dilution?
You want the detailer answer?
Yeah. What do you use?
Just whatever's closest. That's not
Nice.
Wheeler tire cleaner.
Nice. That's pretty much what
Interior
I do.
cleaner? Sure.
I usually I'll
Glass
reach
cleaner?
for like quick detailers.
Yep.
Sometimes glass cleaners,
Rinseless?
obviously rinseless usually.
Yeah.
Rinseless at 256 to 1.
Bucket of car soap?
Yeah, just a little slosh and just squeegee it
Done.
off. Okay, done. Yeah, I'm not super particular. Like I have dedicated glass cleaners from like my eye doctor and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't think that they necessarily work any better than what I have lying around, like a diluted rinseless. I really find the towel is pretty much the most important part. As long as you have a good towel to clean the glasses, and I personally don't like using a knit lens towel, and the reason for that is a knit lens, while it can leave basically virtually no lint, and it's really easy to use due to the pile, right? Depending on how much buildup I have in my glasses, I don't want to risk any type of marring or anything like that, so I'll usually use a little bit of a higher pile towel, 365 FTW, even a rip and rag works great.
Yeah.
So Adrian Ferreira says, JB, get the variety pack. They're so good. Answering for a friend. Okay, very good.
Thanks, Adrian.
Hydra Detailing says, I saw Intervention was finally out. Any refresh info of the polish would be nice for everyone.
Refresh info.
Well, I will say that's amazing.
It is great.
So therapy, honestly, I've been excited for Intervention to come out, but I can't personally sing therapy's praises enough. Tony and I used it last night, and it was like when you just need to rip up the paint with Intervention, it takes the stress out of it, of having, marring from the pads and stuff. And so last night we had to fix a Jeep, and it was we just ripped the paint up and then went back over with therapy, and literally so nice.
Yeah.
So nice. And so the two together, Intervention, we definitely needed it last night. We couldn't do what we needed to do just with rehab. And so I'm super excited Intervention's out, but therapy's been out, but therapy's the one for me that I didn't realize I would use it that much, but it makes paint look amazing.
Well, and the fact that you can
Absolutely
hit
amazing.
plastic with it.
Yeah.
Or rubber trim.
Yep.
It honestly makes it look better.
Yeah.
It takes all the stress out of that, especially when it's a second step and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I have to polish this whole car again.
Yeah.
You just buzz,
Yeah.
and you're done.
It's amazing. And the smell of it. It's like
very
you're at the
nice.
end of your paint correction, and is that the one that's peach?
Yeah.
Like peach vanilla sugar or something?
I thought it smelled like the peach, instant oatmeal.
Yeah.
Peaches and cream.
It kind of smells like peach oatmeal, but it is so refreshing and so calming that when you're at the end, you're just going along, and it's so great. Yeah, I'm super excited about both Intervention and therapy, but therapy did not know I was going to love it as much. And obviously I went through the whole development process, right? But I'm looking at it through one lens the whole time. I honestly didn't realize how much I was going to use it in my own business. And oh my gosh, I use it every chance I can.
So PNS Intervention, PNS Rehab, and PNS Therapy. That's a whole
Right.
lot of PNS in one run.
Aromatherapy even.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's the paint recovery series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool. What is it? Paint Recovery? PRS.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah,
It's amazing.
Some acronym for that.
They're amazing though. I cannot say enough good things about them.
Oh, gosh.
Let's see. Joey Belinsky says, what happens if I use TrueView at full strength? Bad things, good things?
That's a
Question
man
mark.
trying to use up a gallon of glass cleaner. Yeah, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, that is a man trying to use up a gallon of glass.
We've all
cleaner.
been there.
It's
I
just
remember
not-
circa 2020 when we all threw away our gallons of McGuire's concentrate glass cleaner together.
Yeah,
It was
my
a ceremony.
my purple glass
Yeah.
cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah.
It started to turn brown after all those years, and I had made so many 32 ounces of that I was like, I can't make anymore.
Use it 4-to-1, Joey, and just kill it. But it's good. It's great at 4-to-1.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Next up, we have Rich Smith says
Ooh, a
a
Duesenberg.
Duesenberg.
For the Smithsonian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the buff and shine equivalent to a Rupes cut and finish or a Lake Country lamb's wool?
We have very, very similar pads to basically everything that is on the market available from everyone. And so we do have a whole Euro wool line with several options that have no interface on the wool. If you want something real aggressive that you can even throw on a rotary if you want. Then we have a line of polishing and cutting foam interface wools similar to from other brands. And then, and even PNS even carries one of them as well. That's sort of exclusive-ish to them. That's a nice like medium. It actually has the blueberry foam with a cutting wool attached to it.
Cool.
So that's a really interesting pad. And then, then our Oreo microfiber is a great cut and finish option as well.
Cool. Sweet. Sorry. Next up here, AT4 says, which 3 pads are safest for beginners to learn on? I'm contemplating learning on a machine, but I'm worried about destroying my own paint or my paint.
That's a good question too. It's kind of not, I would probably like dial my previous recommendation of like my top 3 pads down a notch. And that if you're learning, maybe you want to start with something a little less aggressive. Maybe you're not going to be removing the defects you want, but it's going to be a little bit safer as you learn, especially if the paint is on the softer side like we've talked about. So if it was me and I'm giving them to anybody, I'd probably say a yellow, a blueberry, and probably the pad lower than this in our lineup for it's a more of a finishing pad. We actually have 2, but either a black or a white pad foam. They're both a finishing foam, and they're going to be a little bit less aggressive than the yellow. And so that's going to give you a lot of options to learn without really risking damaging anything unless you do something.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Very good. Next up here, Fine Detailing says, slick the Oreo black and white pad.
That's it.
Nice. And then Slick Auto Styling says, isn't that microfiber though? Rupa's cut and finishes wool. I have about 25 Oreos.
Okay, yeah. We have lots of wool options, so I would just suggest checking out our website, and with fingers crossed, maybe another friend of ours website soon.
What's that
no
mean?
announcements to make.
What's that mean? What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to bring in some more stuff to Rag Company. Man.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right.
I'm just gonna say it. They're gonna be available on the Rag Company.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's how I make it happen.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Next up. We've got David Boy says, what's SBG spraying with the IK Pro 12?
It was clean. Clean.
Armor's
Yeah.
all-purpose cleaner.
Yeah, their new all-purpose cleaner.
Nice.
It seemed like it worked. Did it cut through the junk on that hood?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it
That's
came
awesome.
clean just fine, yeah. There is, Tony, if you could see the hood, you would probably want to grab out a pad and see what a pad could do.
Yeah. Is it rough?
Yeah.
From here, it looks great, but
No, it does, yeah, it
am
looks
20
great,
feet
but
away.
you should see it under these lights. It's like, whoa, girl.
How
It's
fun.
slick, though. Yeah.
I should
Next
just
up.
polish the whole Jeep for the next segment.
There you
Mike
go.
Reyes says, that tattoo is amazing.
Thanks, Mike. We're at the tattoo section.
And that, haha, that's commitment for a tattoo. Everybody is loving the tattoo.
The finger tattoo, lol.
Wow. Tony and I have the same number of tattoos now.
One. Ah.
Does he have one?
I have one. I have one. Joey, you gotta
Did
show
you ever
us.
want a tattoo, or you
Send
just
me a
always
text.
like, I'm not sure if I ever want one?
You know
just
what's
weren't-
so funny is I've joked about this exact tattoo for years,
Mm-hmm.
like and kind of like, oh, if I ever did a tattoo, that would be my first tattoo. And then, as Sydney said, we finally made it happen. And like 2 or 3 days later, my Facebook memory from like 13 years ago was me in a restaurant with a tattoo drawn on my finger, making the same face.
No
and so I
way.
showed her. I'm like, look, this is how long this has been in the works. This wasn't just like a
Wow.
a thing randomly. So
Wow. That's amazing.
yeah,
That's
just
amazing.
finally did it.
Yeah, no, I would like a tattoo. I just don't know. I've been saying this for like the last 10 years. I just don't know what I would get. I don't know.
Finger tattoo.
I just
man.
don't know. Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
I mean, I'm sure that probably makes a lot of sense. Something helpful, something useful would be cool, but maybe look, I don't know. I just change my
I've
mind
seen people
often.
who have like tattooed like a 4-inch ruler on their hand
That's
so they
helpful.
can like measure things. Like,
That's I
kinda
can see
cool.
if I was a carpenter or
Yeah,
somebody
like if
of,
you were like a
you know,
finish carpenter,
yeah,
something that
somebody
had to be.
that could use that would probably be really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. DJ Mayo says, is it me or could Tony and All Day be related?
Maybe if he like ate half of me in the womb, like absorbed the other half.
Yeah, increased my size.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting somewhat high, the same height.
We are.
Which is nice.
Agreed.
But Anthony's feet are touching the floor, and mine are approximately this far off the floor. So,
well, you know, do what we can. Joey Belinsky says DJ Mayo, father/son.
Oh, interesting.
Possibly. I don't know if that actually works out.
Big bro, little bro.
Yeah, I don't think that lines up. Next up. Well, technically we have 2 Tonys here, which is great. New Tony Mazel, or now Tony Mazel, wants to show his mustache like Super Mario Mazel.
Super Mario Mazel. Oh no, another nickname.
Same daddy. No, different dads. I would eat a Brussels sprout for $100.
$100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know, molasses. Is it?
Yeah, because your dad is Portuguese, right?
Yes, he's from Portugal.
And Tony's girlfriend speaks Portuguese. And last night, Tony was playing a video for Delaney, and it was probably like a 2-minute dissertation, right? And Delaney goes, "Wow, I really thought I knew Spanish."
Yes.
And Tony goes, "Good, because that was Portuguese."
That's too
It might
funny.
have been like 1 a.m, but it was pretty funny.
It was late. It was
But
funny.
see, you
though.
guys could, I mean, Anthony comes from a Portuguese background. You could be somehow related.
Yeah, I could probably pick it up. if
I'm my own grandpa kind of situation, maybe.
Yeah.
Time travel involved. Yeah.
Sheepstar says, Sheepstar checking in. Good to have
What's
you
up,
in the
Sheep?
chat. And then Joey Belinsky says, does Delaney eat vegetables or is it a genetic thing?
No. Her diet consists of chicken nuggets and mac and cheese.
I eat some vegetables.
Give me one.
Yeah.
Carrots, celery,
Lies.
corn. Yeah, I do.
See?
I
Corn
like
is
celery.
a grain.
And that's about it, yeah.
That's about it.
The more you know.
Amber says, I also used to be anti-Brussels sprout until I had crispy Brussels sprouts drizzled with balsamic vinegar at reduction, goat cheese, and candied walnuts. That does actually sound pretty
Amber,
good.
that sounds delicious. I would eat that right now.
Yeah.
Getting quite hungry, Amber, now that you've mentioned that. Sheepstar says, Brussels sprouts with bacon roasted in oil. Oof, yeah. Every time Sydney starts a sentence with "some people have had trouble with stout," she literally means me.
She's just talking about Joey.
Yep.
Yeah. Joey was one instance that none of us could really quite figure out. David Boyce says, Inspector Mazel, yes, he's back. John Gorecki says, good afternoon, everyone. I heard that Crystal Wash is a mild acid. Do I need to worry about this product getting on the glass?
Would not spray it on the front windshield. If you do, it's no big deal. It's not going to ruin it. It just may cause some, speckling, which will come off with any polish. I mean, I use Clarity Cream, but really it's going to polish off with any polish. But you can spray it on the side glass. Don't spray it on the windshield. I don't know what the difference is in the makeup. But yeah.
Good to know. Okay. DJ Mayo says, 100% Tony. Also, let your pads cool down a little while before removing the backing plate. So much safer for the pad.
Yeah. That's actually another benefit of the EdgeGuard pad that we have here is the plastic ring. So, super quick breakdown of what these are versus just a regular pad with a flat back on it. This is a product exclusive to Buff and Shine that we've patented and Rich designed and made. He literally built the machine that makes these. But there's a plastic ring in the back of the pad. Here, I'll put it on my mustache cam. Look at that. It worked. There's a plastic ring in the back of the pad, and you can see the mustache. That it does several things. It guards the edge, hence EdgeGuard. It guards the edge of the backing plate of the machine from making contact with anything. So there's actually foam all the way up or wrapped around the edge of the backing plate. And it keeps the pad more rigid, but it's actually integrated into the Velcro and the foam itself. So it gives you essentially a handle to grab onto and rip this pad off the machine. So you don't have any of those issues where you have the Velcro separating with all that heat or the pad turning egg-shaped as you pull it off the machine and it's hot over and over and over again. So that's kind of like a little added benefit of the EdgeGuard.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Next up here, Juice Free says, Sheepstar, Black sheep tire shine. I don't know what that means. You have to be a certified installer to get black. Okay, Dane. What's going on back there?
Certified installer.
Give me the good. Sheepstar says I don't use tire shine often juice, so I wouldn't sell it. Okay, Dane, what's going on? Kicking you out.
Kicking him out.
Spencer B, here we go. Dane, this is what I'm talking about. Anthony, what do you think detailing will be like with the introduction of AI? Great question. Do you think AI could help chemists make better formulas? How do you see the industry changing?
Interesting. Are you a big AI guy?
Not really, no, but I do. But I think that this is interesting in the fact that a lot of the information for creating products, chemicals, procedures, all of that, I think AI is going to have a pretty good, lockdown of how everything's going to work. I can guarantee you right now, if you were to type in how to make a quick detailer into ChatGPT, I think it'd probably give you a pretty decent quick detailer.
Yeah.
I mean, at a chemical formulation, I think it'd probably give you something pretty decent. At least something that would get the job done.
I think
that's the closest that we've ever been to that information really being out there outside of Googling and going deep down to the forums.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Or trying to interpret SDS sheets.
I mean, this is a little more surface level than that. I think obviously everyone should be posting better text material to their social media and especially their websites that details their services using AI. Use AI to jazz it up a little bit. Write in a prompt that says, this is the service I provide. Give it details and let it just give that little extra secret sauce on top. I mean, at very minimum, that's a good thing to do. But yeah, that is really interesting, the comment about helping chemists make better formulas. Because ideally, AI maybe can pull from tons and tons of resources that a single chemist and his buddies can't access as much as quickly.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Let's ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that maybe at a chemist level, possibly there could just be new information, right? Or maybe AI is going to catch wind of something that from adjacent industries, right? Where there's maybe take information from adjacent industries and apply that to detailing, or maybe nobody's thought out of the box to do that yet. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think that AI in general, I don't think AI necessarily will.
AI is not going to come clean the car for you.
No, but robotics could eventually get to that point.
Maybe.
Possibly. Probably actually very near future could probably get to that point. But beyond robotics, what AI could do for businesses, everyday people, I think there's a lot. I think it's a good tool. I think most people need to probably start. It is scary when you think about it, but I mean, it's kind of like the internet, right? If you didn't use it, you'd lose it, right? And
it's just a big scary thing with a bunch.
Well, it's just a big scary thing, right? But then what happened, right? You didn't learn how to use the internet properly, and or you didn't, you learn how to capitalize on that. There's loss of business opportunities. There's loss of all sorts of different things. I mean, my parents, dude, they were not behind the internet thing, right? Internet came, they were like, yeah, we got a computer, we're just not really, they weren't really into it. They didn't really know how to use it. Still to this day.
Yeah.
My dad's like, there's something going on in my email, Anthony. Can you help me fix it? And I go, oh, God. I'm like,
classic.
It's been 25 years. I mean,
Dad, get off the AOL address.
What are you doing? So I still have to walk him through that. So with that said, I think that the AI thing will be very similar. I think if you know how to utilize it as a tool, just like the internet, right? Then I think that you'll probably be in a good spot here in a few years.
Yep.
Because you either do or you don't, right? And then who knows? Then maybe your life is affected by the person who did try to learn how to use it and utilize it, and now you're kicking yourself in 10 years. Like, why didn't I try that sooner? Next up, Jeff C says, "What is Tony's opinion on the pad washer versus blowing out pads with air debate? I personally like the pad washer, but does air really degrade foams pads that much? Best method to prolong pad life with air."
I'm gonna maybe have to answer in disguise. No, I'm just kidding. My honest answer is I use both. I've used the pad washer in certain circumstances. I think the pad washer is more effective than air at cleaning the pads, really, especially when you're doing a lot of defect removal or using a lot of product. I do use like a Rag Company air gun, tornado style, gun, and I use it at an angle to the pad.
Air blaster?
Yes, my Ultra Air Blaster. Thank you. I couldn't think of that name.
V2
Couldn't pull that
or
out.
V1?
I still have a V1. I'm rocking a V1.
V1. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's all good, man.
My
Yeah,
address,
yeah.
I'll send you my address for after this.
Okay.
But I also shoot the air at an angle, right? I'm not down firing directly 90 degrees
Yep.
perpendicular
You come
to
at
the
an
pad.
angle, yeah.
Coming in an angle to try and blow the stuff out of the pad. I think that's one way to help actually get effective cleaning and not potentially damage the foam.
Yeah.
You don't want to push that
Totally.
product deeper.
Correct.
But I'm not anti-pad washer, to be honest with you.
Dude, I'm pro pad washer.
Yeah.
Always been pro pad washer.
I will
Love
say,
pad
like
washers.
with a fibery pad, with a wool pad with long fibers, the pad, they get so wet, they kind of get unbalanced, and they're maybe not friendly to use after that. But with foam, go pad washer.
Yeah. I honestly don't like polishing without a pad washer. I mean,
Yeah.
I've just gotten so used to
Keeps the area
the
cleaner.
moisture, utilizing that to my ability, utilizing the cooling off a pad quicker. There's just different ways to utilize it to get, sometimes in some situations even more cut, right? More working time. There's a lot of cool benefits to it.
Yeah, I don't hate the pad washer as much as
And I don't like dust.
Sydney's face looking at the prompter with me right now would make you think I
Sid,
should.
so what's going on with the face over there?
Yeah, what's going on with the Jeep?
The Jeep turned out great.
What's going on with your face? What's wrong?
She doesn't like the pad washer.
It's just personal opinion.
This personal. Oh, we didn't ask you your opinion. I'm
I know,
so sorry.
that's why I'm over here just making silent
She's
faces.
smiling.
Yeah, Sydney, I'm so sorry. I honestly thought you were working still.
No, we're done.
We're
Done because we have to switch cars out. So we wrapped this thing
Okay,
up,
then
but
hit me with
yeah.
the pad. So hit me with your thoughts. You like air? What do you like? Sink?
I like air, but I like to have enough pads for the job.
Yeah.
That is my favorite.
Honestly,
don't
that's the
think-
real answer.
I think pad washers are fine. I don't think that they ruin anything. For me, being a girl, I don't like the pad washer because it flings the water everywhere. It goes all over my pants, all in my hair. I'm not a fan of the mess of the pad washer, but I don't think they're bad.
See,
I do
how are
think-
you using it? Are you using the pad washer sideways,
It's
or
Wild
what's
West over there.
happening?
No, but this is the part that people forget is you have to get all the water out of that pad.
Spin it out, yeah.
Right, but it makes a mess. It flings everywhere.
I hold it down low in the
Yeah.
pad washer and then spin it, or you have a separate bucket and you spin it that way.
No, I spin it low, but it just goes everywhere. So I like to have 40 of each color pad. Right, Tony?
You do.
Do what Sydney
Literally.
does and purchase those pads at theragcompany.com.
Those fine pads that say Buff and Shine from
Buff and Shine pads.
theragcompany.com.
I like to have 10 pads of every color. I do feel like you get much more use out of the pads. They last a lot longer. I mean, I have some pads. Now, Tony may have thrown one or two away last night, but I have pads from April of 23 when the Edge Guard first came out, and I've been pushing those things to their limits, and we just threw away 2 last night.
I opened the pad cabinet and some of them, they were like, kill me. They returned from
Yeah.
war.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
They were still functional edge guard pads, but over 2 years of constant use.
They were
Yeah.
sad.
Rough.
They needed to be retired.
Rough.
They needed to go home.
Yeah.
I did send a picture of
Put
my
me out
pad
of my
cabinet to
misery.
Rich Umbrella last month, and he sent the picture back with
With a
red
red-
circles that said, "What's going on right here?"
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, I said nails.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I like to have a lot of pads, so I don't like to use a pad washer, but I don't think they're a bad thing.
Okay.
To
Very
each
good.
their own.
All right, next question. Then we're going to be going to halftime here in just a minute. The longer white wool Buff and Shine pad is slept on. Rich showed it to me, and I used it to demo, and wow, the fibers stay up for longer and didn't get matted down so good. Highly recommend. Good to know. Okay.
Yeah,
I
good stuff.
actually don't think I've tried that pad yet.
I got a bunch of stuff I brought you to play with.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sweet, like Sydney brought me
like
that. Like Sydney brought me
just
natural
like she
finish.
brought you natural finish, yeah.
That didn't happen.
You know I like to take care of my boy.
Somebody took it, or
Yeah, I did. And
when? Years ago?
No, like 2 weeks ago. I brought it in. I handed everybody a bottle. Carson, Gabe. Well,
Gabe, take my bottle? What
I think I
happened?
put it on your desk.
It's here somewhere. We'll find it.
Yeah.
It's gone. Next up here, one more question. And I hope it's a short one or just a comment. Ooh, spooky season is coming, isn't it? Says Jimbo Slice.
Right on the horizon.
It is coming, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to have an absolute blast. So this is a great spot for us to go to halftime. You guys have brought some pretty good questions. I think you guys got some better ones in you, though. Come on. Just give me what you got. We got to keep this exciting for the next half, right? And we're going to try to spice some things up. So in the meantime, we're going to be swapping some cars, getting something new in here. I believe a headlight correction is being done.
Yeah, headlight restoration.
And so you guys are going to see that here in the next half with Tony, and then Sydney's going to be joining me here in the hot spot. So don't go anywhere. Grab your drinks, go to the bathroom, grab your snacks, and we will see you in just a few minutes.
Hey guys, Josh with the Rag Company.
I thought I was going first.
I was going first.
We'll take it.
All right, Josh is from the Rag Company here to tell you about the business program.
You can save up to 25% off different products that we have here at the Rag Company, including savings like Detail Factory,
IK
sprayers, and many others.
Whether it's pads, polishes, compounds, polishers, we got it all. Chemicals.
We have everything you would need to save you some money so you can start putting more money in your pocket by buying products through our business program.
So whether you're a shop-based business, a mobile detailer, or just running a side hustle out of your garage, please check out the business program.
And you get free shipping on orders over $150.
It's a pretty great deal.
That is a great deal.
The Rag Company business program is for bulk purchase end users only. No tax exemptions unless previously grandfathered in. Discounts apply to eligible products only. Exclusions may apply. Check product listings for details. Minimum order of $150 required to qualify for these discounts. Some brands, tools, or specialty items may not be included. Pricing is subject to change without notice. Visit theragcompany.com/biz to start your application. Act now, stock up, and save big while it lasts.
Back for the second half of the Q&A Thursday here. We did a little swappy swap during that little break. We've got Anthony is finishing a snack, and so we've got Tony over there. He is going to prep these headlights to do some headlight correction, which I don't think we've ever done that before on a Q&A.
On a live?
I don't think we have. We've done it on a live, but I don't think we've done it on a Q&A.
The proper...
So yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you're gonna hurt anything.
Oh, Tony.
I've never detailed before. Is this?
Yeah, that...
No, it looks fine.
Yeah,
you know what I always do? I always
So,
squirt them with a little brake
truth be
buster
told,
first.
this one is like, it's physically flaking off. Like you can pick off the plastic,
Yeah.
like with
Yours
a
just
finger
come
with a
off?
mustache on it. Like you can like literally.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to start over there.
Okay.
I don't know how much better this one can possibly look, but you know what? We'll see. We'll have some fun.
Good.
Okay,
Good deal.
well... so Sydney, I think you covered it perfectly here in the beginning of the second half. So he's going to be doing headlight restoration. Sydney's joining me in the hot seat. I had this like Korean pancake at like the halftime. It was like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a pancake that's like filled with like seeds and stuff.
Oh, wow.
You know how you always underestimate the time it takes to chew like
Yeah.
a seed or peanut butter?
Right.
And you're kind of
It
like,
gets
wow,
all
this
stuck
is
in
just
your mouth and
really
everything.
just
Yeah.
gonna keep going, right?
Yeah.
Now that that's done, though, we're back here for more questions and for more detailing goodness. I've been prompting you guys to bring us some of the best questions possible. We might go on a few tangents. We might talk about some random things, but for the most part, we want to keep this relatively detailing related. Mainly since the bosses over at Buff and Shine are watching, we want to make sure
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
on point here,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So. Welcome back, though. If you've been kind of missing what's been going on the last few weeks here at the Rag Company, we've had several amazing brand weeks. We're going to continue on with another brand week next week with G-Technic, so you don't want to miss that. So join us for next Thursday for the G-Technic Q&A, as well as some supporting videos and content going out throughout the week with a pretty cool we'll call it a sale deal as well, which I think you guys are going to like. So Dave Detail here says, what's the go-to hardcore cut combo when nothing else working on a hammered black paint? Eurofiber Oreo and Rupes Blue Wool with Rupes Blue Compound and 3D1 polish was not cutting it, ?
Yeah. So I am going to, I'm just going to have to go with intervention and therapy. Like, I know it's new, but I have seen those two do things that I would never expect them to do. And so I do like the Eurofiber Oreo, definitely. I've become a big fan of the purple wool. So Buff and Shine's purple wool, kind of for what we were talking about on the long white wool, it doesn't mat down, which is crazy to me. So I love that. So I would try intervention on either the Eurofiber Oreo or the purple wool from Buff and Shine, or any of the white wools are also amazing. And then I would finish up with the therapy polish. Now, I will say in your scenario here, the 3D1 polish, 3D1 is an all-in-one, so that's going to have a little bit of, filler in it. I'm not sure if you're really trying to check your paint correction, that would be the one to grab. You kind of want a final finishing polish that's really going to take out all that marring and brighten up the paint. I think that's why I love therapy, is it rehydrates the paint, and especially on hammered black. When you're going to town with a compound and like a wool pad, you are going to cause gray hazing. You just are. And so you need a polish that's really going to rehydrate that paint. So 3D1, in my opinion, tends to be a little bit drying, and obviously the Rupes Blue is a compound that is going to be drying. You need something to put the moisture back into the paint, and so I like to use a soft pad, a white or a black, to spread the therapy around, or any finishing polish. You just need something that is meant to rehydrate the paint. Hammered black, when you pull all of that moisture out, and you may get the scratches out, but you're not going to cause a bunch of hazing and marring from the initial product. You need a hydrating polish to finish up with.
Okay, very good. All right, next up here, Bo James says, I was gifted a cheap $70 Amazon cordless variable speed polisher with good pads and product. Would it be okay to use? Anything to be cautious of?
So, Bo, my question for you, and this is a topic that I'm kind of like Levi, I could go on for hours about this. So my question is, are you working on your own cars, or are you a detailer working on other people's cars? About 13 years ago, when I first started detailing, I chose to buy a cheap polisher. And the vibration that comes from cheap polishers, if you're using them a lot, can cause permanent damage. I have permanent damage in my neck, all through my arms, my hands, everything falls asleep. It keeps me up at night. So I don't ever recommend using an inferior product if you're a detailer and if you're using it a lot. I don't recommend a cheap polisher. If you're working on your own cars and like an occasional, feel free. I'm not a fan of vibration at all, because I know the consequences of it. So just watch the vibration.
Yep, it will definitely rattle your joints.
Yeah.
So I think that if you're practicing or if you're learning, I think it's okay to learn on it, I think, in short, though. Juice Free says, do you believe that giving influencer product is really considered R&D? I see a lot of companies claim so, but it doesn't seem correct.
We don't necessarily use our influencer program for R&D. There's been times where PNS has sent our influencer group things ahead of time, but it's not really for feedback. Like, we've really settled on the product already. And so I can only speak for myself from PNS and Buff and Shine, is that we send people things after they've already been developed. Maybe just so that they get excited about them and they can help us with the release, but we don't really do our R&D through our influencer program. Just those, I can only speak for those two companies, and we don't use our influencers for R&D.
Okay, good to know. Next up here, we've got, looks like David Cervantes says, what's up, guys? Sorry I'm late, David. Welcome to the party. Glad to have you here in the chat. Tony's working hard over there. He looks so small next to that Lexus over there from this distance.
Maybe the Lexus is lifted.
It is. It's a very large car.
Cool. There's probably like at least 5 seats in here.
Yeah,
Like,
easily.
it's a big car.
Yeah,
It's got a
it
2-inch
is.
lift.
Yeah.
So
No, that's they supersized that one from the factory. It's a good size one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony is
It's a
looking
T
good though.
for tall.
It is. Jerry Valinsky says, Juice Free, I don't. There's definitely a team that does, but the influencers are not, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then following that, it looks like Dane's kicking us out some good ones. We did tons of R&D. We equals we gave YouTubers our stuff to tell us what they think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the reference is to. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't. I'm just going to move on. Jeff C says, I'll definitely pick up some blueberry maroon and Oreo pads before my next polish job. Does Buff and Shine make any waffle pads? I do love me some waffles.
We do not make waffle pads. Tony, do you know the reason for that? I think it's just...
Do you want my Buff and Shine answer or my incognito?
You can give us Tony
Antoine's
the detailer.
answer?
Yeah, you can give it. Yeah, put the mustache up, and then it's Tony the detailer.
No, the long and short of it is, I don't think that like internally we found that waffle pads are something that like is super efficient for an experienced detailer. To be honest with you, like they have a lower surface area that you're cutting with, so a lower effective cut. I can see how they're nicer for beginners.
Yeah.
There's several products on the market that have divots and dimples and these things and lines and cuts in them that do kind of make the pad glide across the paint better, or if someone uses too little or too much liquid product, it kind of helps in that way. But I think once you kind of know what you're doing, everybody wants a flat pad. You want all of that pad doing all that correction the whole time.
Yeah.
And just makes life easier that way. So.
Yeah, that's kind of my opinion too. I started with waffle pads and I liked them at the time, when I was first starting paint correction. But I think now as an experienced detailer, and once you kind of really learn the ins and out of paint correction, I like a consistent pad. I don't want gathering areas for product to gather.
Yeah.
I think it gives a little bit inconsistent results. And so, this is one of those things like, Jeff, if you love using waffle pads, by all means use them.
Yeah.
But like Tony said, it's probably that Rich has never seen the advantage.
Well, and I will say too, to be fair, that we still do make waffle style pads that are larger for old school rotary machines, your 6, 7, 8 inch pads. But that's really the only market that they're still something that people really want, it seems like, most of the time.
Yeah.
Great to know. All right, next up here, Joey Belinsky says, juice free. I'm sure new versions are already in the works when a current version launches. The influencers are the marketing team / money takers. Sheepstar says new versions sometimes are, sometimes aren't. Depends on funding. If you blew your load R&Ding the product, you need to recoup unless you're modifying and don't need as much capital. If you blow your load R&Ding, okay. Speaking of that, we all need some therapy, says
Preach,
Keith.
Preach.
Keith in the house. Dave Detail says, best way to clean the clay / bug scrubber and how to know when it's time for the bin.
Gosh, you know what? I just throw mine in the wash every week. I mean, I have a couple and yeah. I mean, I just throw them in with my towels. Yeah, they last a long time.
Cool. Yeah, the clay holds up. No issues.
Oh, we're talking the clay bug scrubber?
I'm assuming so.
Oh, the clay bug scrubber. Gosh, I
just rinse it under the sink.
I just rinse it, yeah. I mean, I will use, I do occasionally use an APC and I spray the clay, which I guess you could spray the bug scrubber as well.
I think he said clay, right? I think I saw clay.
I thought it said bug scrubber, but I don't know.
I thought it said clay. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Okay, so if it's the clay bug scrubber, use an APC and I rinse it and then I air dry it right next to my sink. And if it's the Jersey bug scrubber, throw it in
with your towels. Yeah. Very cool. Makes sense.
Don't wash the clay one.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, next up here, we've got MST Clicks says, so Anthony, I know the rag company has a ton of options for polishing products. For someone just getting started, those still wanting those high-end results without breaking the bank, recommendations? That's a great question. So, ton of options for polishing. So do you want recommendations on pads, products, chemicals, or do you want recommendations on machines? Like what would you like to know? Because depending on where you're wanting to start and what machine you're wanting to possibly look into getting, that's when I'd probably make recommendations based on that. So just give me a little bit more info on kind of what you're thinking, and I can kind of hopefully help point you in the right direction. But otherwise, I'm just going to go off and be like, you got to get this, and this, and you're going to be like, that's not realistic. So just give me an idea. Next up here, we have David Boyce says, Tony or Delaney, what do the ducks represent that Jeep owners collect in the windshield? Does it have to do with loving the off-roading and vegetables?
No, so it doesn't have anything to do with vegetables. So it's actually like, it's a thing amongst Jeep owners. So it's called getting ducked. Or ducking someone. So what it is you carry around like a bag of ducks in your Jeep, like Delaney has a Ziploc bag, and when you see one in a parking lot, you leave a duck on their door handle or, somewhere like that. And so there is some faux pas in ducking Jeeps. If somebody has no ducks on their dashboard, you don't duck them. Like that would be bad, you know, like that's kind of the symbol if they're into ducking or not. And so generally when somebody is into the ducking, they'll have to go buy one themselves first and stick it up on their dashboard so that people know they're all about it. And so it's just kind of like a way of saying hi, and it's, you know, super fun. Some people like just to have a few. Delaney only has like 4 or 5, and she switches them out if she gets one that's better than some of the other ones. Lucy obviously had a whole collection, had her whole windshield full. And so, yeah, it's just called ducking. And
can you duck yourself, or how does that work? Like to start?
Well, I think most people do. I mean, I think they have to. I mean, if there's no ducks on the windshield, people know to not duck them. So there has to be at least one. So you may have to put it up yourself.
So Glenn says that if you duck yourself, it is cringe. Like you can't.
Yeah. So Delaney's first one actually came from her salesman when she bought her Jeep.
Okay.
And it was really cute because he put a ladybug one. And what was funny was we call her Ladybug, but I don't think he knew that. And so it was really weird when we pulled up and her Jeep was sitting outside and it had a ladybug duck in it, and she actually like got emotional because she's like, that's so cool. So it's, and you kind of like feed off the car's vibe. Like Delaney will sit there and she'll look at another Jeep and she'll go through her bag and be like, okay, does this one, do I want to get the football duck? Do I want to get the sailor duck, you know, or whatever. And so it's kind of a fun game for them. But it's like a serious thing, and it is like a badge of honor. So like if the girls walk out and they're, you know, at the mall and they have a duck on their door handle, I mean, they all scream and they all get excited.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a sign of honor. It's like you're in the club. Like, yeah, it is a whole thing, and it's kind of cute. And yeah, Delaney gets excited every time she gets one, and she loves leaving them too. But it's like a sign of like respect, like between Jeep owners. But you are either on Team Duck or you are not. And if somebody has no ducks, you do not touch their Jeep.
I wish like Raptor owners had their own thing.
Yeah.
I wish there was something like that, but with just wads of cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, if you see some cash on the dash,
right. Because you know they need it, right?
Cash on the dash, right? You know they need it, right? Or you know that they want it, or you know they have lots of it, right?
Yeah.
One or the other, right? You're either hurting, or you're doing well in a Ford Raptor.
You could probably start the trend. Yeah, you could probably start the trend.
And
somebody left a duck at one point.
So I start with the first roll of like maybe like, you know, like ones, right?
Yeah.
21s wrapped up, and I put on somebody's door handle or on their dash, right? I put cash on the dash.
Yeah.
And then, hey, for when it breaks, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
And then everybody starts having cash everywhere.
Yeah. You could get some people in trouble with their wives on that one, but you would need to make it a known thing.
Yeah, possibly.
What the cash on the dash
Cash on the dash, yeah. So...
I mean, you know, you don't want anybody getting in and seeing wads of 20
right, I know.
in ones. Yeah.
Looking for a good time, right? Here's some cash on the dash.
Yeah.
Anyways, just leave a Monster Energy flat brim cap on the window. That is funny.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think of like who else has like a you know, fun things, like, because there's the Jeep Wave, right?
There's the Jeep
Wave. But now
Wave,
there's the ducking, so you get ducked in your Jeep.
Yeah, Jeep people are cool.
I don't know. Miata people, what do they do?
I don't know.
Like do they tilt their tip their fedora? Like, Dane, what do you do when you see another Miata driver? What do you do? I'm waiting for Glenn's response here. Sounds like nothing.
What?
What's that?
What?
Okay, Dane just says he throws the peace sign.
Okay.
That's it?
Yeah.
He says, okay, so he's already driving with no hands, is what he's telling me.
Okay.
So he says one hand's already up on the A-pillar as he's driving, because it's kind of like you're leaning up on the car as you're driving it, so then he throws up that piece.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
How funny. That is strange. Okay.
I will tell you, though, Jeep owners do not wave at other Jeep. Like, if it's not a Wrangler, you don't get waved at. Like my Jeep, nobody waves at me in my Jeep.
What if you were in like a Liberty?
No.
Not happening.
No, I think they'd wave at me before.
What about a Gladiator?
Gladiators, yes, because when they're oncoming, you don't know that they're a truck. But there was a time when the Gladiators first came out, there was a time that they were shunned. And you would not wave at them. But now you don't know. When it's coming at you, you don't know that it's a Gladiator.
You just see Jeeps on, you see it coming on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tony has a Gladiator. Remember?
Yeah. He does it. Yep. Oh yes, filled with Brazilian women. Yes,
Yes.
I love his gladiator. Juice free. It came with the Brazilian women when
did,
he
yeah.
got that. Well,
Yeah,
I didn't know
it
how
did.
that worked out
I know,
for
it's
him.
pretty
But
cool.
here he is. So Juice Free says, Joey,
He's quiet as a church mouse over there.
Car shampoo, yes he is. Car shampoos have been the same since the 50s. It's time for Soap V2, says
Not
Juice Free.
really.
Yeah, that's not necessarily
really.
true. Joey Blinsky says, Juice Free, bruh, I'm waiting. Okay. Hydra Detailing says, Buff and Shine, any European resellers? I can't seem to find them easily here.
Tony, do we have any European resellers? I'm not really sure. I know I've tried to figure this out before, but also when people say European, that's a broad area.
I know we do. I unfortunately can't tell you off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But if they hit me up on Instagram, like especially, I'm Buff and Tony,
Yeah.
at Buff and Tony.
Yeah, send us a message. We'll
send
figure
me
it
a
out.
message and I'll figure it out for you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Very good. Next up here, we've got Nathan. Good. I can't ever say his name. Godinez. What are some good pads and polish combos for soft Toyota paint?
Man, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, you guys, but I love the maroon pad. Even though it's soft Toyota, the maroon pad kills it. I actually just did a Toyota Tundra today, and I used the maroon pad and Rehab. So I am just obviously a huge fan of Rehab. I'm just going to be.
Okay.
I just am. So because it does work on so many paints, and it's really, really good on soft paint, and it's hard to find something that's technically a step above a polish to work on soft paint. And so, but as far as pads go, I do like the maroon on. It's weird that it's soft paint, but the maroon works really nice. Blueberry's going to be great, but honestly, you're going to go a tougher pad, to be honest. Because if you do too soft of a pad, say like a black, it is going to mar because it's not doing enough cutting, you know? So yeah, I have really good luck on Toyota with the maroon and the blueberry.
Okay, there we go. All right, next up here, we've got Slick Auto Styling says, would be cool to have more Buff and Shine available through TRC.
It really would. It really would.
Right.
Keep sending those comments in.
Yep. Joey Belinsky says, L. Rob, if you bought a new phone and 6 months later a better one came out, you'd be a little bummed. I would know.
Joey, that happens to me every single year.
Well, because you know there's a time when new phones come out every year.
Yeah, and I go get the new one right away.
I
And then they literally go, oh, here's what's going to be on the iPhone 19.
know, but well, there's okay. So there's good years for Apple, and there's then there's recycle years, right, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the
innovation
15
years.
Yeah, the 15 was a bust.
So yeah, so it's done. You can't go every year. It's every Joey. Can you confirm every 2 to 3 years there's a significant jump, and that's when you want to make that next big jump. Like right now, Sydney, I think
Yeah.
I am. I think I am on a right. I don't even know where do you even find this out. This right here is a 14 Pro, right?
Wow.
I am still on the old. wow,
the
that's a
lightning
dirty
cable.
lightning
Wow.
cable. So
Okay.
I am still on the lightning cable.
Okay.
But I have a feeling that we're coming up on the 16 now.
No, the 16's out. I think, is there a 17 or is that a bad number? September.
So we're
Okay.
coming up on the 17.
Okay.
Is this my time to shine, Joey?
I don't know because 16 had some major changes. 15 was exactly the same as 14 and 16 had some major changes, but I will say I own a 16 and a 14 Pro.
Yeah.
I don't really notice a difference.
Okay. I'm
So, I don't
hoping
know.
maybe lucky number 17.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was my number.
Let's
when
hope.
I played sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does sound like a weird number though. Like I have an iPhone 17.
Yeah, 17's a lucky
I
number.
started with the iPhone 1, so we're getting up there.
Yeah. Okay. Next up. Okay. So Sheepstar says car manufacturers regularly start R&D right after release because the release cycle takes so long. Okay. Good to know from Sheepstar. L. Rob says, "Oh yeah, man, for sure. But if I'm happier with that phone than I was with my previous phone, who cares?" All right. And Neil White says, "Joey Belinsky, I've owned every single iPhone since day one. Never disappointed." Wow.
Same. Yeah.
Neil, have you kept them all? That's the real question.
That I haven't. And I wish I did. I wish I had my iPhone 3.
I don't think I have one iPhone No,
keep any
I
on.
never had a reason to keep. I never had a reason
Well,
to
and
keep
then
one.
they'd make you trade them in to get money off.
Yeah, because they'd
So,
make you trade them in.
they took them from you.
But the one that I thought was the most interesting and the coolest was my iPhone 3G, which was the one with the black on the back. It was
Yeah.
like gloss black
Yep.
on the
And
back.
it was rounded
It was like
edges.
kind of plastic.
Oh yeah,
but it was
and
like
they'd
the
explode if you drop them.
yeah, but it was the coolest. Like I don't know, it was ergonomic. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was small. It felt
Yeah.
good in the hands.
Yeah.
Now all of every single iPhone since then has just cut my fingers whenever I'm holding them. I'm pretty sure it's developed arthritis
Oh,
in
yeah, for sure.
half the country. But I mean,
for sure.
you ever think about that? How bullcrap that is? How
Oh yeah,
you're holding your phone
yeah,
daily.
Yeah.
People work off of their phones daily.
Yeah.
No one
Mm-hmm.
has said, "Yep, we're just gonna make the phone more ergonomic and better to hold."
Yeah.
There's cases that are weird and wonky,
Right,
right?
yeah.
But just solve the core issue of just, hey, make the phone better
That's
for
so true.
better
That's so true.
for
Because if you
you.
think about like the mouse, the computer mouse, how they're
Yeah.
like, oh, ergonomic, and like
Yeah.
they have these weird shapes now.
You're holding
but
a mouse for 8 hours a day, but you're
Yeah.
holding your phone for the next 8 hours
I
or whatever.
wouldn't even
it
say
is.
I hold a mouse for 8 hours. It's more like 15
For- I'm
minutes.
gonna say
of
if
it.
you're
Yeah.
like- if you're working
yeah,
in
yeah,
an
yeah.
office or
But it is
whatever.
kind of funny because we hold our phones way more than any other thing that we use.
100%.
Yeah. I remember like back in the day, I got like texting thumbs, where like you'd get like the lock thumb because you were texting too much. I remember that.
How could they do it? I'm sitting
Yeah.
here thinking, if I'm holding like this.
And then did you ever get like, these ones aren't too bad, but I literally have a shelf on my finger. Like, can you see that?
No,
like
yeah,
the-
no, I know.
like the
no,
resting-
No,
yeah.
I have I've
Yeah.
built up the callus.
Yeah, like
It's
the resting.
It's literally a
flat spot.
callus on
Yeah.
my finger from that.
Yeah, like our fingers
Joey,
are deformed.
what the heck, man? Have we just, have we said some things that are not already being talked about, or like, how do you make this
Yeah.
better for your fingers and your joints? I know they focus on the screen and everything like that, but I mean, crap, dude. This case is horrible. It cuts into my hand. I don't know what else to do because
Yeah.
it's the trade-off of, hey, what's slightly more comfortable. But that 3G
Yeah.
had a rounded
Yeah.
back. It was actually okay to hold.
Yeah.
And because everything, there was no
Yeah.
sharp lines on it, right? It just fit your hand well.
Yeah. Yeah, I do miss the 3G. That was a good phone.
Give me the 3G back with the
That was a
headphone plug.
good phone,
I want my
yeah.
headphone
Yeah,
plug
remember
back.
the big lightning, like the plug-in was like
Yeah,
that
it was
thick.
huge. It
Yeah.
was huge, right? You could like put a
Yeah.
whole dead animal inside that
Yeah,
thing.
it was amazing.
Jimbo Slice says, "Wow, is that a tater on that license plate?" It is. That is
probably
one
was,
of the
yeah. Yeah.
one of the Idaho's, one of our special plates.
Yep.
We actually
Did you
have
get your
some-
black special plates? Did you order them?
Sydney, I'm having a hard time accepting the fact that I would be paying $70 for the plate and then
Yeah.
$50 a year. Is it $50 a year? Yeah.
Oh no, you don't pay $50 a year.
I heard it was. Is it $25 or $50 a year? It's something a year. Right.
I think that's the second year. Mike only paid $70 to get his plates on top of his registration.
For how long?
Well, 1 year, but so there might be like a $25 or a $50 fee next year, but like he didn't pay them both in 1 year. Like he only paid $70.
I just don't know yet. I
It's
don't
so
know.
cool. His
Yeah.
is so cool.
It is. Jimmy
really cool.
Jimmy's got one on order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate has his, and it is the black plate is
Yeah.
super mean
Tony
looking.
saw it last night, huh, Tony? The black's pretty cool. I don't think he can hear us.
I don't think
He's working away, but he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, we're just gonna let him work.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't want to run around with what looks like a jock strap or a bar of soap in their pocket, even though it's more ergonomic. What's that mean? What is he saying?
I'm not sure the jock strap part, but the bar of soap, I think he means like the rounded edges and stuff might look like a bar of soap.
Yeah, but I mean, what? So a giant brick in your pocket looks any better?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Also, you remember the T-Mobile Sidekick?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? You can flip that thing up and
Yeah.
like spring load.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
missed that.
That was a
miss
super
that.
sick phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We're all jacking up our hands here. We're all
Yeah.
jacking up our joints. Everybody is. I wonder if there's a fix for it. L. Rob says, I guess development happens at different speeds in different places. David says, while Sid is here, how is the Flex cordless random orbital polisher? Is it smoother than the Milwaukee? ?
This is kind of a loaded question. Tony's laughing because we just had this situation last night. So I do have it. I love it. But you need to make sure that the screws are tightened or it'll shake you to death. Both my screws were loose.
Yeah,
which could be indicative of just
we
real
know,
life.
We know
yeah.
you have a couple screws loose.
Yeah. So no, I do think it's smoother than the Milwaukee. I still wish it was quieter. I wish somebody could make one as quiet as that little guy there. Wouldn't that be that would be so
amazing.
Nice. It would be so nice.
And for what it's worth, I think that the new Rupes, the HLR 15, they made that sound a lot better. But it's not that.
Yeah,
that's
no.
whisper.
Yeah. I use both. I have both. I would say that I grab my Rupes more only because it's less work on me. But that goes back to the nerve damage that I have, right? So I'm a little bit of a weenie about polishers. But I think the Flex cordless is really nice. I do think it's smoother. Some people would disagree, but I'm a girl. And I definitely noticed that it's easier on the arms.
Easier on the arms.
Yeah, the Milwaukee's really heavy and it's really big. But it's a great polisher. So, yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, though. The certain machines, too, and I've, as you know, over many years, after using plenty of different machines and even testing new ones, just recently, bringing me new, hey, try this. It's funny because now I just go, what's quieter and smooth?
Yeah.
I'll take that one, right?
Because I'm all about quiet.
My ears are still like, I mean, because I used to, for many years, I didn't polish with headphones on because I would just kind of get into the zone. I'd have music playing in the background of the garage or something like that. I wasn't really like a big headphone wearer. And when I did, it was usually I was listening to like movies or like I said back in the day. But like now it's like whenever I run a polisher, like I have my... if I have anything that's like, circa 2017, 18, 19, right? Yeah. With that ring of that, the gear mechanism and my ears do this thing where they fluctuate in and out, do the sound. And I go, I hate this. Yeah. I don't like this anymore. I'm over this. Yeah. But that right there, imagine the whole car
God, it would be so nice.
Just zenning out.
Yeah. It would be so nice.
No stress, no nothing, no high pitched sound, no frequency, no major vibration. Just that.
Yeah. Well, and last night we were using the machines with no headphones, and I normally always polish with noise-canceling headphones. And so literally every one of my polishers that I grabbed last night, I was like, I think I need to send this in for service because it was so loud,
Than usual, and then halfway through the polishing she's like, oh, I usually wear noise canceling headphones.
I was like, maybe it normally makes this noise, but I'm like, geez, this thing is loud, rattles all over. And then Tony was like, there's stuff coming out of the middle of your Flex, and he was like, why is there a gaping hole in your Flex? But it just needed a little screws
the screws were literally not even finger tight. They were just
wow.
I buttoned it all back together, tightened everything up, and it felt much better.
Very good. All right, next question here. We've got 24 minutes left in this Q&A. Nice. Sounds like Dane's having a good time back there. Sheepstar says, El Rob, all is at the mercy of technology / manufacturing breakthroughs. When it comes to detailing, those breakthroughs are not happening that often. Well, yeah. I mean, maybe not as often as everything else. Jeff C says, celery is just hard and crunchy water, and that is made out of hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gross.
Hydro Detailing says, in Belgium, my parents forced Brussels sprouts on me weekly.
My parents forced chicken pot pies on me.
That sounds nice. Sheepstar says, I love it when I ruin a TRC live. Yes. Juice with the assist. Yes. Okay, Dane. Neil White says, can't wait for AI to create the first 50-year ceramic coating.
Oh, boy.
All YouTube influencer will run out of content. Yeah, it's still going. Oh, I think he's referring to a 50-year ceramic coating. Hydro Detailing says, some people react automatically with AI to clients to be polite and correct. I think you'll always notice when AI has something written instead of a human. Well, I do. The connection with the client is gone. And I agree. AI cannot replace soul, right? And I think that certain things are written, done, performed, filmed with soul, and I think that that's what it will probably never have.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to say that, and then in 20 years, an AI robot shows up to my door, says, Anthony, I heard you said on a podcast one time that I didn't have a soul.
Yeah.
And I want to start crap with that, right? I can't fight an iRobot. At that age, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be in my 50s. No good, right?
Yep.
back's probably not going to be super great at that age. So I mean, please, I don't want to piss anybody off.
Yeah.
Next up, new question from Dorito100. I love that name. Any suggestion on a home DIY water system and what size? Sierra Spotless on the go. I wash 1 to 2 cars at once a month, and my water is 60 ppm. I use a Karcher 1700 cube, but sometimes I use a garden hose. If you are at 60 parts per million, I think you're fine, man. I think that's a low enough number. Is that your total TDS too? I mean, is that what I'm assuming? I don't think you need it. I tell people once you're in like that 200, 250 range, it's pretty important to figure out a good DI system to kind of get that down. But if you're at 60, I wouldn't. I'm not going to be that worried.
Yeah, that's a lot to put in for 1 to 2 cars a month.
Yeah, I mean, you would get your money's worth out of it. I mean, but really for the most, part, a Sierra Spotless is what I use personally. But again, that's because my TDS is around like 200 something. I don't know, 220, whatever it is at my house. And that gets me down to 0 for a good period of time. All right, next up.
It's looking good, Tony. Yeah. Especially on camera. I mean, it looks great in person, but like you can really see it on camera.
From where I'm sitting, it looks okay.
No, it looks really good.
That is just glistening.
Way better.
Tony.
Glistening.
That looks like a new car.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Headlights are the best thing that you can possibly do for any car ever.
It's like a facelift.
Until the end of time.
Yeah.
It's literally, the car can be literally missing half of its paint.
Yeah.
And you clean up the headlights and you go, hot damn.
Yep. No, that looks really good.
That looks really good. Tony, you're hired. Process for deep cleaning wool pads. Sydney, what do you like to do?
So I usually, before I ever put them, so obviously we've already established I put my pads in a washer, not a pad washer, but a washer. And so I always blow them out first. They make the brushes where you can brush them out. So I would brush as much of the dry compounds out first before adding any water. So I brush everything out, I blow it all out, and then I spray them with Rags to Riches, about 2 ounces and 16 ounces of water. I have a spray bottle right next to my sink, and I pre-spray all my pads, and then I just stick them in a bucket and I wash them when I can. The one thing I will say with wool pads though is I only wash wool with wool. Yeah. If you wash wool with your foam pads, you're going to have hairy foam pads. So I do keep my wools all separate. Not always like a terrible idea if they're really dirty to do a soak with Rags to Riches. I wouldn't leave them for a long time, but maybe a couple hours in some heavy Rags to Riches and then wash them. But I find that if I brush all of that matter out and blow it all out, I don't have those big chunks that come out of the washer of compound left.
All right. Very good. Joey Blinsky. Pad washer was one of the first purchases I made with my Grambo winnings. It was time to replace the hand-me-downs that Tony so kindly donated to me. Well, Joey, I'm happy for you, right? Pad cleaning, that's max. I just killed a bug that was on my arm. I went to go scratch my arm, and there was a bug.
Oh, gosh.
That rolled.
There is
into
some
my
like
palm.
weird little black gnats out lately.
Are you seeing that lately?
Yeah,
Me
totally.
too.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the heck they are.
No, I've seen them just randomly, like
it's
even
like a new
inside
breed.
cars and stuff. And I'm like, what is going on?
No, I've been getting those around. And fly season.
Yeah.
Guys, fly season is real, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It lasts about a month here.
Yeah, they're awful.
Usually starts August through September. Sometimes they'll go into the beginning of October, but it is flies like no other. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but I hate flies. I hate them
too.
so much.
I hate it because they come right in your face when you're trying to eat and stuff, and that just freaks
I had
me
to
out.
Google the other day, what is the purpose of a fly, right?
Right.
Because I need to know why they exist, right?
Yeah.
Turns out they are a cross-pollinator for many of. They are a needed entity here in the world for the survival of certain ecosystems and certain things, and they do cross-pollinate most of the things that bees don't.
Crazy.
Which I did not know that. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
They are also a natural composter of fecal matter.
Yeah.
Things like trash, garbage,
Yeah.
things like that they help with the...
Yeah, I've always noticed they're attracted to them, but what do they do with it?
Cross-pollinate?
Wow.
I'm not sure. I have no idea. I have no idea. So, yeah, not my favorite thing, but they are coming. So, Juice Free says, I use the old school air guns with the tube, and it works decent with my 6-gallon air compressor. Will the TRC Air Blaster V2 work just as good with the 6-gallon, or should I hold off till I get a ... No, we've caught Tony.
This one's rough.
This one's rough,
Juice
yeah.
some 20-gallon air compressor. So go back one more time. I think I picked that up. Dane, what does that say?
Will it work with the 6? And no. You'll empty that thing out in 3.5 seconds.
6 gallons is going to go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Man.
You could use it for blowing out pads, but it's not going to work for blowing out a car.
Yeah. Or if you do to blow out your car, set an expectation, right? Blow for a few seconds, set it down, vacuum, blow, vacuum, blow, vacuum. I mean, mix it up and you probably should be fine.
Yeah.
Next up here, we've got Keith Duplessis says, I'm on Team Sydney with a pad washer thing. Nothing wrong with it, but not my jam. Okay, not Keith's sandwich.
We like to have collections of stuff. We like to have a lot of pads.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Joey Belinsky says, regardless of the pad washer or not, I still deep clean my pads with Dawn Power Wash and the Rupus Claw tool by hand in the sink. Joey, also Rags to Riches works very well as a pad cleaner if you haven't tried that. Brian Ellison says, pad washers break machines.
Certainly could if you're splashing up a bunch of water inside the motor, yep.
Sydney has more pads than I have dollars in my account.
Oh, Joey.
Any chance we can get Buff and Shine pads on a roll?
We will ask Rich if we can do that. That would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Details Official says, what's up, guys? Tony, Anthony, and Sydney. I'm with Sydney. No pad washer for us. Interesting. Okay. Different strokes for different folks. Slick Auto Styling says, just used to wipe off. I use Dawn to wipe off dried polish on sticky paint because it's very good at degreasing and breaking down the polish oils. You could do that. I mean, you can. Totally. Steve the Foamer says, hello all. Could all pad producers have a universal pad cut color code system? Could the IDA set standards? That would be very helpful. Thanks all.
So, I mean, I think in a perfect world that would be great, but it's probably not very reasonable because I can guarantee you that every manufacturer is going to think that their colors are the best, and you're not really going to get them to all agree. And so that's probably not going to work out. The thing that is difficult too is that where the manufacturers get the foam from kind of dictates the color. So it would be a great idea. I just can guarantee you that all pad producers are not going to be universal on that subject. They're all going to want to establish their colors. So a lot of them, there's ones, like I think that probably, I would say that there's a lot of Lake Country, Rupes, and Buff and Shine that kind of do follow a system. But then when you've got like some of these newer pad combos coming in, they're doing purple and, crazy colors that look super cool. But you're not going to get them to go back to using, blue and yellow and all of that. So it's a great idea, but I just don't think that you're ever going to get all the manufacturers on board with that. And then can the IDA set standards? No, because the IDA would not have the ability to do that. They can't tell manufacturers what they have to do. But yes, in a perfect world, but I can promise you that's probably never going to happen.
Yeah. Slick Auto Styling says, Juice, you don't need 20 gallons, you just need a higher CFM. That's true. Yeah, if you had a really high CFM, it could probably keep up. Bearded Hunter says, afternoon, everybody. Bearded Hunter, welcome. Welcome to the party, man. We miss you. It was good hanging out with Justin last week, Hunter, but it would have been more fun if you were also here with him and Casey. So just saying. California Air Tools makes a 4-gallon twin tank with 5.3 CFM. It's $380. That would be I'd probably be a good buy. Jeff C says, I haven't broken out the RRW in a bit. Might have to do that tomorrow. Do it. Do it to it.
Does he have a razor blade?
I gave him a plastic razor blade,
Oh
yeah. Watching him was painful just picking at that with his little mustache finger.
Yeah.
Neil White says, she's back to steal more Rag Company products from that poor dude. They're talking about the mid-show roll, the Rag Company Europe.
Oh, wow, fun.
Rag Company?
Yeah. That's so funny.
Bill Pearson says, did we ever get to the bottom of that girl selling this product? We're still working on it, Bill. We're trying to figure out what the deal was with that. Joey says she did nothing wrong. So, I think there needs to be a trial held for that particular video. A jury, right?
Yep.
To figure out what the heck's going on. Next up here. Jose, actually. Ooh, Jose, with obviously great taste. Look at that. He's got a Krensla there.
Yeah.
Says, Sydney, have you used PNS, its red soap? And if so, what are your thoughts? I noticed it's in the PNS Pro Series line.
Yeah, so it's kind of an older school soap. I have some. I've only used it incorrectly. I thought I was using Hot Shot, and I was actually using its red soap. And so for the purpose I was trying to use it, I thought it stunk, but then I realized it's because I thought I was using Hot Shot, which is a very heavy degreaser. So the one time I've used it, I thought it didn't work, but it absolutely had nothing to do with the soap. But I know a lot of people love it. PNS still sells a ton of it. I just don't use it because I don't do that many foam washes. And when I do, I'm using the newer technology stuff like Frostbite. And I really like body wash from the Chemtrol line. And so it's an older school soap. I think it's probably great. Like I say, we still have a ton of people that use it, but I don't use soaps like that.
Gotcha.
Often,
okay, good to know. Next up here, Hydro Detailing says, will PNS make a polish like Una Protect or Advance with protection in it?
We actually have one. It's called UCP 1987. And fun fact, it is, that was actually the very first product in 1987 that Dave Phillips produced for PNS. So obviously PNS was owned by Bob and Dave Phillips' dad, Bill Phillips, and they, had detail products, but they weren't made by them. So when Bob and Dave bought the company in 1986, Dave's degree was in chemistry, so he started making products for PNS, and so that was their idea, was start making our own products with our own formulas. And the very first product was Ultra Coat Polish, which is a polish, does some correction, does some polishing, and then has protection in it, and it's actually really good. I really enjoy it. And so we changed the name when we did some rebranding a couple years ago. Now in the quartz it's called UCP 1987, kind of as a throwback to that was Dave's first product.
It was also the year you were born, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was.
It was.
I knew it. That's why it's a special product, right, Sid?
Yep. I love it.
And so very cool. Next up here, we've got Hector Enrique says, I already have to update my polisher. Which one do you recommend? Man, a lot of different ways to go about that. You could, shoot, dude. The world is your oyster. How much do you want to spend?
Yeah.
Do you want to buy once, cry once, or do you want to go through the process?
Yeah. I mean, there's some new good ones coming onto the market that are a little bit better price point. I will always remain a fan of Rupes and Flex both equally, just because they make a dang good polisher and I can use them, with the nerve damage that I have. So I'm a big fan, and I, always try to honor the source. So I love Rupes and Flex, but there's some new ones that are coming online that are, in a more affordable price point, which seem to be pretty good. So, again, I'm always going to go back to how many cars are you going to polish? If you're only doing your cars and you're looking for a really solid polisher, I think that I had an Adam Swirl Killer. I thought that was a fine machine. The other one that's kind of nice is that Griot's, is it the G9 or the G8? I never can keep those straight.
G9.
But the Griot's is a really good machine. But if you're doing multiple cars, I am always going to end up with a Rupes or a Flex. Yeah. And I like them both the same. I definitely use my Rupes more, but I think I like them both the same.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. Here we go. About 7 minutes left, 8 minutes left here. Is therapy.
Tony, you got 7 minutes, buddy.
Is therapy a diminishing abrasive? Would you use it as a one-step? I've been leaning towards using polishes for just one-steps that seem like a better choice.
No. So none of them are diminishing abrasives, which is why they have such a long working time, which is so nice. So none of the three in the paint recovery series are diminishing. I would not use it as a one-step because the abrasives in therapy are very, very light. They're meant for literally just refining marring. So they're not going to do any defect removal at all, only marring and rehydrating the paint. So I would not use it for a one-step. I think you'll be disappointed. Always for the one-step. I mean, rehab was literally built for the one-step. That is its whole job, and it does it so well. So
In my shop, paint corrections, I'm 95% of the time using rehab and a maroon pad. When I have to venture away from that, last night, Tony and I did a Jeep, and we did half of the Jeep with rehab and finished with therapy. And then the other half we had to use intervention and therapy. So definitely one step, go with rehab. And I would never try a one step with therapy.
Okay.
You won't like it.
Good to know. All right, next up here we have Amber that says, I used my Oreo pad this weekend to buff 2-year-old Diamond Body 36 and apply Stout. Stout looks fantastic, and the Oreo pads worked really well, and got that advice from Monday's PNS podcast.
That's awesome. Thanks for checking back in. That is so cool. Love it.
Excited for you, Amber. It's going to be great.
Love it.
Gregory says, I have a dyeing ethos ceramic coating on my wife's Land Cruiser. What do you suggest to apply Stout?
If it's already dyeing, you're really just going to be stuck doing kind of what, just a prep polish. So as long as you don't have any major defects, you should be able to just buzz across that with, a good one-step polish and, a medium pad. You could probably use a yellow or a blue. And really, you're just looking to scar up whatever's left. You'll never know if you got 100% of the coating off, but you'll be able to get enough of it off and do a good base for the new coating to adhere to.
Love to hear it. All right. Next up here, David Cervantes says, Raptor owners leave cam phasers on each other's Raptors. That is true. Yeah, that's when it's like, hey, man, I got you. Joey Blinsky says, Dane is totally a hand on the A-pillar guy. He is. He does that.
Yeah, I got to see Dane the very first day he got the Miata.
Yeah,
he drove up Siemens Gulch. And it was literally the happiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, look at him. He's so happy right now. He had the biggest smile on his face. And I'm pretty sure he did have his hand on the A-pillar.
All he needs in his life is a Miata, like pictures of a dog.
A dog.
He likes dog photos.
Yep.
And I mean, he's not a big foodie, right? So being like, hey, I mean, he needs to have this.
Yeah.
Usually like a Celsius in his hand is usually like a pretty good sign he's having a good day. But I think between the Miata dog pics, a Celsius, and a relatively comfortable pair of clothing, right?
Yeah.
He likes to dress for comfort.
Yeah.
Not necessarily speed or fashion.
I have seen him lose his mind in Monterey too, though.
You have?
Yeah, remember when the Day Tomato. What was that? The Day Tomaso Dane Tomato.
It's a very rare car.
Yeah.
The Day Tomaso. Yeah. But you give him those small little creature comforts in life, $1 million cars, things like that, and he's usually pretty well off.
It's good to go.
Steve Pearson says, hello, friends, or hey, friends.
Hi,
Steve, what's going on? Watch his pad washer video. Steve's killing it on the YouTube. Remember us when you're famous, Steve.
Yes.
Remember us when you're famous. Megan Benson says, can you recommend a product to use to treat a fading truck bed cover? It's soft, if that matters.
I'm always a big fan of dynamic or full send. Honestly, you can do the same thing. I will pull those trucks outside and I'll spray them down with dynamic or full send. You want a self-leveling water-based dressing, and I just let it bake. I don't even wipe it off. Because if you wipe it, you're probably going to get streaking. So I spray it down and let it bake in the sun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Works great.
Great to know there. And next up here, MSD Click says, for somebody just like me getting started, here to ask about this. So looking for a starter pack on a budget. So polish, pad, tools. Okay, so basically then what I would probably look at is, okay, polisher wise, if you're just getting started, $200 price point polisher, $150 price point polisher is probably where you're going to want to begin. Pads, we've actually covered a lot of great starting pads today with talking about the maroon from Buff and Shine, the yellow from Buff and Shine. You would get the appropriate pad size to go with the polisher. What's that?
Oh, I sneezed.
What I didn't hear you.
I sneezed, but I said Reflection Artist Kit.
Oh, the Reflection Artist Kit's a great thing. And then as far as tools, I mean, not tools, but compounds and polishes, we've actually covered some great ones from PNS today. Obviously Tony's using that. Or if you're looking for something a little bit more of like a dedicated system, right? You can look at Kosh Chemi, you can look at Rupes, and color code it like that if that helps you kind of delve through this easier. And then of course you want to pick up some good towels, so from your friends at the Rat Company.
Yeah. And I do like if you're literally brand new to polishing and you're not even comfortable with how to work a machine, I do recommend getting a product like we've talked about Uno Advanced, UCP, Products like that, since they're an all-in-one versus a one-step, because it's not going to have super rough abrasives for you, and it's going to leave behind a little bit of protection, but it's really going to let you get the feel of the pads and the contours and the machine, and it's just going to be a lot more forgiving than actually doing like a compound. I wouldn't recommend learning with a compound, only because you're sacrificing good clear coat for your learning. So I would use an all-in-one until you get comfortable with the polisher, the pads, the heat in the pads, the technique, all of that. I would look at getting like an all-in-one product to learn how to polish if you're not going to be like attending a class or something.
Tony, is there a pad on that machine?
There's a sanding disc.
Oh, a sanding disc. For some reason, I saw that. I was like, is he backing?
I mean, this was bad enough.
I mean,
I could
honestly,
probably
the
just
Velcro
the
probably-
Velcro might have worked.
You could
honestly.
probably just backing
The
plate it.
Velcro
Yeah.
vacuum plate might have been the way to go, Tony.
Like
Yeah.
in reality, I probably should have. These are 1,000 grit sanding discs. I probably should have started with like a 300 or 400 or something
Yeah,
for this
600,
real rough
600
section where it was flaking off,
Yeah.
which we can obviously still do. It's getting better, but it's not looking great.
We have 15 seconds left here.
Oh,
DIY
gosh.
McCain says, hi, Sydney and Tony. Has PNS ever had any consideration to a Brake Buster Plus product for heavier grime, improving tire cleaning?
So PNS has thought about a different wheel cleaner. I know it's not on the list for this year. I can say that, but it is like kind of in the back of our head. But it will never be called Brake Buster Plus.
Okay.
You know, I'm not into like the Plus and the V2 and stuff. We would just have a different product.
Gotcha. All right, you guys are the best. Thanks for doing these live streams. Your advice and time are appreciated. So that is going to wrap it up for today's Q&A Thursday. Sydney, thank you so much for being on.
Gosh, it's been a while. The last time we were having hot dogs. There was no hot dogs today.
I miss the hot dogs. I
know,
actually
that
think
was
that
so
was
fun.
kind of a perk to the 4th of July for me.
Yeah.
Tony, we appreciate you being here, laying down the law. You only got one headlight done.
That's kind of my style, though.
We
really.
expected more out of you, but you know what? You're doing what you can. And we appreciate it. The mustache comes back. There he is.
There he
as
is. There he
creeps
goes.
into the frame. All right. So that is going to wrap it up.
The only thing I wanted to say was I wanted to give a plug for Monterey.
Oh, please do.
Because I'm going to be gone the next couple weeks, right? Because next week's G-Tech, and then the week after that is Monterey. And so I will be at Monterey Car Week. I will have Gabe and Carson will be with me, so we may try to like figure out how we can bust in on the Q&A that week.
Do it.
Because I will have those two with me in Monterey. So I won't be back here for at least like 3 weeks. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you will be missed. So, guys, that's going to be it. G-Technic week starts next week. Don't miss out. The fun starts on
really
Monday.
Didn't need to duck.
The fun, you could stay wherever you were at, Tony. But the fun starts on Monday. We will see you next Thursday for a G-Technic special Q&A Thursday, so bring your questions. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday Eve. Be safe out there, and we will see you next week.
See ya.